Thank you, Alex. One of these teams is going to the grand final. This is a very interesting half of the bracket, and Renegades will be starting on the T side. We've got a lot of players going towards the A bomb site very quickly. Liaz is going for some information towards B, perhaps showing some presence, but not really doing much in terms of rotation for AVANGAR. Looking towards the underpass now. We've got 3 players in A for the CT side, and Adred's having a look in the underpass. Does he go towards top mid?
Bomb ready and waiting by the A ramp, ready to burst on that A side, waiting for the Q, waiting for any kind of an aggression, an argument to trigger the push. You can see Renegades slowly now making their way towards mid. We've got Liaz coming in through the underpass. He's been spotted now, taking some damage. And what does that tell AVANGAR? What does that information mean? I don't think there's really enough here for them to go off of. They're just holding positions. Let's see towards A still. So AVANGAR have good spots. JKS now will announce his position towards the palace. So slowly but surely AVANGAR piece it together. But now Renegades going for a rotation.
Yeah, they're rotating to B as just when they've made AVANGAR really curious about the A bomb site. You can see Buster's left the B bomb site as well. He's pushed from short into that mid position, which means he's not going to get the sound cues. However, Renegades are walking in the apartment, so complete abandonment of the A area now from Renegades, and nobody in mid either. Adren starts to make his way towards top mid. There's no one close enough on A to find out if anybody's even there. Jame wondering, Buster looking back towards these windows once again. We've got a first grenade in. Jame flashed off the position, but Buster will hold for now. He sees gratification, sees the bomb, and James delivering as well, but not for long.
Yeah, looks like they should be able to get the bomb down in time, but there's still a retake to be worrying about. AVANGAR are now coming in from every single angle, every single position. Catwalk, market, B apartments. Well, maybe not the B apartments anymore. JKS deals with that one quite handily as Sanji pushes his way forwards from Catwalk. Kika now gets a look in from the market door, going for the engagement, finds himself Jacob. There's one more to go on the bomb site itself. Kika trying to find gratification, trying to get him to commit to a peak, but they're just delaying. They know that they can win this with time, if nothing else, and there goes the fight for Sanji. Kika committed around the corner, trying to find these players again. They know it's all about time right now, and Kika is running out of it as he tries to push the fight, but he knows he can't do this. The respect there for Renegades. The reload comes in, he can't get the fight. The knives are out, but the round has been won by Renegades.
Kika will hold on to his Kevlar, but not the round. Indeed, they start on the right foot. Renegades 1-0. See if they can continue their momentum now. I'm really interested in the second half for Renegades. On their previous game, JKS and Jacob was so key in so many rounds. The multi-frags, the impact frags, they were so important for Renegades to come away with the W. So in the second half, we will look to see how that happens. But in the first half, my go-to V-pick has got to be Kika. He's the impact frag man for AVANGAR, and he needs to deliver today.
We have 3 HEs for AVANGAR. We'll have to see what position they'll decide to try to drop that nuke on. Kika with that deagle, the only person with any weapon, well, any firepower really. Everybody else stuck on the USPs. Kiko cannot find anything in middle, and Renegades, we know they have a very solid game plan when it comes to playing their T side, and we know that ENCE failed to punish that game plan, but AVANGAR, we know they're so strong on this map. They crush Vitality here. They are a team that does their research. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff as things unfold, but for now it looks like Renegades will make their way towards this A bomb site as they just try to work out exactly where the majority of these AVANGAR defenders actually are and what they're carrying. But all they've seen so far is Kiko with a deagle, and now they know where they are. JKS is going to face brave stuff, and everybody for Renegades stays alive.
Thank God, didn't have the positions to use those HE grenades. Maybe some can be collected. James doing a little fishing. Maybe he'll hold on to his deagle and these HE grenades. Jacob hunting, looking to make some bonus money, but the 2-0 is a good start for Renegades. The buy's not too far away though for AVANGAR, so we'll see what they can do. Continued to surprise us after a back and forth start, a bumpy road, it's fair to say, AVANGAR. But speaking of surprises, Renegades as well. Really peak performance at the moment.
Ooh. That's a good find, isn't it? Can he keep it going though? He's got no Kevlar, that aim punch. Oh dear, makes it rather difficult. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but he will go down. But at least there is a little bit of damage to keep Renegade's economy honest in some respects. But now we get the buy coming in for AVANGAR. We get Jame going to that AWP straight away. We're going to see this. They really prioritize having Jame on the AWP as much as possible. And I'm sure he's going to show us a strong argument as to why that's the case.
James will be naked in round number 1. Assuming he's smoked off in the window position, he won't be too susceptible to grenades, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Not ideal, of course, but every sniper is used to it. There is a distinct lack of grenades across the board, though, for AVANGAR, which could be an issue. Will he spot the players jumping out? He will. Perfect start from James. He knows the angles of aggression, and that's exactly what AVANGAR needs. An unanswered frag early when they've got no real area control with any grenades. Sanji has 1 smoke grenade. Beyond that, they don't really have almost anything.
Big flashbang for sure there for Azza, and he's not going to see too much there, but at least he has control of that position. That's a huge thing. We know that Renegades have a really good game plan when it comes to getting that mid control and developing that map control, getting connector, getting the ladder room. They're really effective at building that into a side take, and AVANGAR, they've got to be cautious here. They've only got a smoke and a flashbang with a minute to go. They're really going to be relying on the fragging power of their players, and Renegades start to make their move. They start to make their rotation. That bomb making its way to the B apartments. We have a B attack brewing, but AVANGAR, they don't have any way to get the information about this, James.
You see that Sanji has finally changed his jump strategy. He's not standing in the corner, taking one in the face once again from an AWP, which may come later on. So a safer game. You really have to be careful about the apex of your jump, and that is perfectly timed. Maybe he got time. He got the MP9, he had the jump, but not the best weapon for the job. Gratisfaction takes it fast, is in a good spot. Has got a crossfire. His teammate can't really play off him just yet. There's 29 seconds on the clock, and there's pressure for Renegades. They don't have the man advantage. Dren's position is known now, but this is buying time for the CTs to rotate. There's nowhere to plant the bomb just yet. JKS with a 2-man spray down. The garden hose is out, and now James is alone 1v2.
It's not just alone 1v2, he has no Kevlar, no nades. He has to be absolutely perfect. Gets the leg, they're both down low. Swaps out for the M4. Liaz and JKS are so low. James can do this, even though he has no Kevlar. But JKS playing the headshot position is just enough to deal with James. And that is a round win. It's a slim win, but it's a win nonetheless. 3-0 now for Renegades as AVANGAR have to play the save once more.
And the AWP comes out for Renegades, so we'll see Gratisfaction get up to his usual shenanigans. A very aggressive sniper, one of the more aggressive snipers in the game at the moment. And JKS, that's how you want him starting off. We said how important he was on Mirage. We mentioned the CT side, but the T side as well, of course. Maybe the best player on the team, JKS. Really important for the Renegade squad. We may have a slight pause as it looks like somebody needs to reconnect, but it is the start Renegades were looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. We know how strong they are when they get the ball rolling, especially when they get to play into a Mirage starting on the T side. We saw it against ENCE. Again, we have to think back to that matchup. I'm sure AVANGAR would have looked at that matchup, would have looked at the ways in which they could exploit Renegade's game plan. So I think that's why this match is such an interesting one, James, because we have to expect that AVANGAR, with the information on Renegades on this map that's out there, and with what AVANGAR showed us against Vitality, that they are going to throw some interesting wrenches into the works of Renegade's game plan on this T side. But many rounds left to play, and we're seeing a scout on James. I think, yeah, Sanji dropped the scout to James. That's actually quite cool. AVANGAR, always good for an interesting save round.
Let's see what they have in store for their opponent. Renegades anti-eco territory. Historically, these rounds have been disastrous for Renegades all too often. Hasn't quite been the case, though, at the major. There's been the odd hiccup here and there, but that is to be expected from any team. It is a new Renegades we have seen, but it needs to continue. AVANGAR can be very dangerous in a round such as this. Renegades showing some presence in a mid position, but are not really drawing the CTs there, unbeknownst to them, as they have now left the position. Liaz keeping the CTs honest towards B, making sure there's no push. In the meantime, JKS was doing the same, at least in the Palace. You can see Kika playing for information. The one smoke on the AVANGAR squad. So what exactly is the plan? Is this to buy some time for a rotation and then have some bedlam?
Well, this is very interesting because Kika is pretty close here, looking to slow things down with the smoke, and of course the CZ in this position has been extremely dangerous. We've seen many players at this major do damage with the CZ here. It could be key. What can Kika accomplish? Will they push through the smoke? Will they have any utility to deal with this position? Kika looking away for the flashbangs periodically, waiting for the moment. Perfect timing, the lineup comes through, gets gets the double off the CZ. Jane with that scout doing lethal damage as well. 2 players left here now for Renegades on the bomb site. As the spray comes through, they still need to get the bomb, and they have time to do it, but there's so much pressure on them here.
AVANGAR slowing things down. They don't need to fight to the death at the moment because the bomb needs to get planted, and that's to their advantage. They're buying time for Buster. He's racing into Palace. Renegades, what can they possibly do? They can't rotate because they give up all the weapons. They have a rough idea of where most people are, and that's information they can try to use, but they're running out of time. There's 20 seconds on the clock. There's a triangle of doom. They're surrounded from all positions. Jacob with a grenade in his hand. Buster's gone past the angle already, and that is the round there. Has to be the round, surely. Azza doing what he can, but he can't. With 1 smoke grenade, AVANGAR buy time. Kika spotting the grenades come through. He drops the smoke grenade. The B players rotate. Jane delivers. Kika delivers in a spot which is absolutely brutal for Renegades. They choose to push the smoke. It's suicide. And we're back where we used to be with Renegades.
That's such a cool round. If you look back, just all the utility for AVANGAR was used just perfectly. I don't think they could have used it more efficiently. Such a great round for them, and I love how Kika held his nerve. But into the next one we go, and Renegades have a buy. They don't have too much utility behind it, but there's a fast play up catwalk. Jacob is going to go down. Jane looking for that fast play up catwalk. He'll control the flow of Renegades players as they try to make their way through onto some better map control. But now it's just Azza here in this position. Oh, has a slight gap to work with. Can't find the frag though. And Renegades will take control of this A bomb site, but they are taking their losses as well.
The bomb is in a very, very forward position. There's time on the clock, but there is not personnel. James delivers again, looking sharp as well. JKS, the last man standing, 1 versus 4. He has time to do this. He has an AK-47. He can pop heads, but it won't be easy. They don't know where he is. You can see that because Buster's looking top mid at the moment. He will not reveal his position just yet. Looking for some elevation to see over some of the boxes to get some information. Now he may need to concede his position. The CTs give him nothing just yet. Jumps off the boxes quietly, releasing the crouch button after falling off. Needs his first engagement. Sees an elbow. Now all the information is known. Switches out for the creek. 40 seconds. That bomb is in such an exposed position. He has a flash and that's about it. Throws it towards James' position. He might not even know it's James. What he sees is an elbow. There's the first engagement. 1 versus 3 now. 30 seconds remain. Found another piece of utility. Keeps James blind for the time being. But there's a player on top of him. Buster's baiting. Sanji does the job. Too many man. And it's 2 rounds for AVANGAR.
Yeah, and that's so critical to at least extract an extra kill from that round. They need to keep the damage up onto AVANGAR in the rounds in which AVANGAR win. But of course, without a bomb plant especially, we're going to see a complete save here from Renegades, I think. I don't think they can really buy almost anything. I see a flashbang so far. That's about it. And James, this is such a key shot, and of course there's a gap in the smoke there in the window, presumably due to an incendiary, and so that play absolutely critical. Great start from AVANGAR, great start from James, and Renegades indeed. Just a single flashbang, the dream flashbang. Can they get the bomb down? That's their objective.
Palace burst, you can see AVANGAR, they know their advantages. They'll play distance, they will abuse their range. The bomb is not going to be planted. Great patience from Kika, prioritizing the players around the bomb, trying to defend the position, the people shooting at him, and then taking out the bomb planter afterwards. That limits the pressure to the CT economy. Never mind the T's getting some bonus money. Prioritize their own money first. They're building round by round, brick by brick.
And so this is the situation, James. AVANGAR have denied that momentum that we saw Renegades get on their T side against ENCE with their game plan. Now we know that Renegades have a lot more plays to go through, and the way that they build those plays from mid control, there's so many things that they can do. But this is definitely a much more difficult situation that the Renegades are finding themselves in, and AVANGAR are looking like they're about to start to take control of this one. They have Sanji on an MP9. He has been critically important on that B-bomb site. He can hold it by himself. He's been playing very smart there, but surely we're going to see some aggression from AVANGAR at some point here.
An MP9 on the B bomb site almost feels iconic at this point for AVANGAR. Not something you see from many other teams, but Sanji, I feel like he's often got an MP9 or a Mac-10. Very much the man for the job, and once again there's a gap. James going to deploy the grenade. Obviously he's warned them away from going through that smoke already, so to play the safe route and still take a lick of damage. And there we go, these are the vintage, if you will, Renegades boosts into the window. Now it seems that nobody ever seems to twig this, and Azza once again is going into the B bomb site with record time.
Oh, is he going to get caught there? Oh, no.
I don't think Adren has seen him. He's got no idea. Azza's looking for two. He's greedy. He's a glutton. He wants the cake. He wants the sauce. Can he find a second player? He can. They're lining up for him, and there they both go. That is the round over.
Yeah, that has to be it. They're carrying so much right now. There's a full 5-man squad over on the B bomb site. And at this point, it would be suicidal. And you're right, James. So this is worrying. So this is really interesting because surely AVANGAR should realize that Renegades have specific timings behind pushing the window. And when you get that really fast timing, obviously what you're expecting is because of the smoke going into the mid window, there's a timing where the AWPer, to be useful and not just be, of course, sitting there behind the smoke, will rotate out of that window position. And so there's a key timing in which you can, as we saw Azza, push through to the vent, push through to CT spawn and really do whatever the hell you want. So
Renegades are so successful with these window boosts. I think they need their own infomercial at this point.
Yeah, there's definitely something. It's going to be interesting to see if that happens again.
Because if you buy in the next 5 minutes, Dan, you'll get your own Azza bobblehead in the B bomb sites. And that's Renegades back in the lead, just like that. Very simple. At least it was surgical from the AVANGAR POV. They're able to hold on to 3 weapons because what can you do? You have no position.
Yeah.
It's already over.
Yeah, especially when it happens that quickly in a round. It's a pretty solid bet that the T side has a lot of utility so that they can just repeatedly smoke off the choke points. So you're never getting in. So what is the adjustment? Of course, AVANGAR keep those weapons, as James mentioned. Adren's actually in the window here with an AK-47. Jane goes straight to connector, looking to see what he can find. You can see that they smoked off the Molotov, and that again creates a gap. Jane abuses that gap, picks up the kill onto Azza, and that is a nice revenge kill, given that Azza ended the round single-handedly in the previous one. Ooh. Oh my god, look at the timing behind that grenade. You gotta love it.
That's gotta be just shy of max damage, I think. Beautiful timing from AVANGAR. And this time they've got Buster looking in that ladder room position. But the thing is now, I feel like AVANGAR aren't necessarily playing their own game at the moment. They're playing to try and counter Renegades, which is necessary, but that's a plus for Renegades. In previous rounds, we have seen them get into that ladder room in record time. Now there's a sound cue, which will be really important. Sanji, how's he managed to do this? Has he been spotted? We see Liaz backing off. Oh, we've seen his ass. The Brazilian start lift is not going to pay off for him, and it's going to leave Gratisfaction and JKS now in a 2 versus 5.
Oh man, Liz didn't see him, and that's now what do you do? Gratisfaction, JKS in a desperate situation. There is some time, of course, but they know where Gratisfaction is. Now, JKS will take down Kika, and they've made their way onto the site. There might even be a plant in it here for Gratisfaction. He's just got to risk it. He's got to go for it. And indeed, that's what's going to happen. The plant behind Triple as the CT side start to rally themselves, and Gratisfaction, it's a 2 versus 4. Plays have to be made, and here comes a big one off the flashbang. That is not bad for Renegades. There's a chance in it here for them off this plant.
This is a really slow retake from AVANGAR. You can see Buster getting into position, but Adren is still in the short position. JKS is made for these kind of situations. He's flashed his teammate in, but Buster is there. Stereo frags for AVANGAR, and it won't be a clutch on this occasion. The boys in blue tie the score. Well, they're in red, but on a CT side, so it still works.
And that was a really great effort. I mean, they've made that look winnable. You know, if there's a world in which JKS kind of checks to the flank, obviously it's a timing that's hard to predict, but if he does and wins that battle, then it's a 2v2 all of a sudden, and things get really interesting. But 4-4, AVANGAR keeping Renegades honest. Renegades will be in with a full buy in this next round, but they will be spending all of their cash. So this is a very important round in terms of Renegades taking some momentum in their T side. So we'll see what they can do. I've been loving the way that AVANGAR have been creating gaps in the smokes, and James is going to mix things up here. I think he was going for the cat jump, and instead he will once again extinguish the connector Molotov, but he can't find the shot just yet. He goes for it again, and a big punish from Gratisfaction. And there might be more if Buster gets too curious, and he does, and he's dead.
So much risk taken there, definitely outstaying his welcome. You just got to think to yourself, is it really worth all this risk? They have money in the bag, so at least AVANGAR are choosing these risks when they can afford to take them. It is early as well. And again, this is the kind of control I was talking about in a short position, although you're not expecting to be 5 versus 3 in this situation. And I think this is going to be another game over, although Azza needs to do more damage. The barrel of his gun is going to be seen by Sanji, and there'll be a ding-dong, and that's over. Adren may look for some kind of opportunity. I don't know if he's going around towards A or just holding an angle to fall back from. It will be the latter. This is a weird one though, because if he takes a shot from there and he misses, he might get stuck trying to run out the door. It's not quite the same as the window on the balcony, but who knows? Maybe they're just trying to prioritize taking money away from Renegades. As you can see, Renegades need that money at the moment. AVANGAR have got a few bucks in the hole. The mattress is still stuffed.
Yeah, and it's an interesting situation. You're looking at James' position, but first, actually, let's see if Adren can get some value here. They don't... How far will they go? Will they peek this? Well, looks like they know where Adren is. There's an AWP there, so they'll be safe playing in a position here where you can see JKS, but it's a nice little pickup for Adren at the end of the round, but I wanted to go back to James' play there, because you could see he really wanted to get some value. First, I think, he misses the cat jump. That was the play that he wanted. And then I think maybe he got too caught up in the fact that he wanted to really deliver a kill, and it's just that one peak too many, James. Had to respect that flashbang and the positioning of Renegades into middle, and that's good as well for Renegades, because they need to be confident that they can beat James when they're going into mid. It's very important that James doesn't dominate that position. Yeah,
I understand. He's basically, he's been causing them problems from window, from the top of the connector part, so he wants to mix it up, but watching a sniper stand there for so long, you just get more and more and more nervous. But here we are, Renegades back in the lead. A tactical timeout has come and gone, and we've got a difference in the buy here from AVANGAR. They've gone from 1 AWP to 2. So Buster will be wielding the second one. We'll see what the approach is around the B bomb site. Plenty of grenades for both squads. This is an important round, especially for Renegades. Still on the catch-up despite being ahead when it comes to money. They must be successful here.
Yeah, and I love that we're seeing the double ops. I really like that. Let's see what Buster can do from the catwalk position. Gratisfaction looking for the jump. Is he going to hit the shot? Sanji! Oh my goodness, I'm so worried. I've seen Sanji get caught too many times at this point. Gratisfaction will keep making his way forward, and you can see Renegades are playing off of, if he gets a pick, they'll just burst onto that B bomb site, but we'll have to see if that timing's going to work, because now, of course, Gratisfaction's not got anything. They start to wander backwards in the B apartments. Maybe Sanji will give something to Gratisfaction once again. Another try, but can't find it. Some good nade damage, but not the kill, and the kill is what he wanted. And now Renegades have that mid control. And Sanji's he's getting aggressive. My God, he just goes for it. That's insane. I don't know how he converts that, but he does, and Buster does as well. Now Renegades are in hot water.
Surprise! And the second AWP is on the B bomb site. James has the window shot. He'll avoid the flashbangs, and it's 5 versus 1. Jacob's alone now. And again, they had to win this round. No bomb plant, very likely. Their money's gonna suck. He's got to do some damage, but nothing doing just yet. It's all peripheral damage. 5-5. AVANGAR with a strong answer in that round. They make the adjustments. Your move, Renegades.
Those AWPs just punctured every player. It's just so fitting that the final player of Renegades dies by getting wallbanged by 2 different AWPs from 2 different angles. I feel like that really tells the story of that round. And indeed, it's such a cool position to be as well, because AVANGAR could start to think, all right, let's just play a steady setup, be reactionary with these AWPs, we don't have to do anything crazy. Or they could take it the other way and think, all right, Renegades are going to try to counter us in these ways. There are certain ways you can deal with double AWPs. Some teams like to go for the classic set pieces. You shut the AWPs down by getting the smokes down on a bomb site, for example, A, cuts off line of sight, then you get the bomb down, now you're forcing the AWPs to retake where they're a little bit weaker. So that could be something that Renegades are thinking to do, but here's a little highlight reel for you. The AWPs of AVANGAR working their magic.
Absolutely. Really strong position for an AWP. You need to have a flash for that position. Every sniper likes that when they're on the B bomb site. So Renegades, I do wonder if we're going to see a fast round. They know AVANGAR have 2 AWPs, which may make it harder to defend a fast play if they can swarm onto a site. If they can trade one player, then things could get pretty awkward on a potential retake for AVANGAR. So if Renegades can use their utility to get onto the bomb site, if they've got flashes in the hole, let's say to make a push towards CT, this could become very, very interesting indeed.
And there you go, the smoke's really cutting off the line of sight, but Kika, does he want to play in front of it? No. This is a smart choice. They can play retake. They've got lots of utility. They can just let the bomb go down. Kika has to be careful not to overcommit, but he needs to hold on to CT. Renegades want to get CT if they possibly can. They need more forward position to deny the retake! That's not bad, is it, from Kika? Gets himself a second. And now Renegades down to 3 players, but they've got the bomb down. But it gets worse, because in comes Sanji from the flank when you thought you were safe, when you thought you had a chance. Sanji is looking absolutely deadly, picks off another one, and now it's up to Liaz in a 1 versus 4.
Just waiting now. Maybe the best he can hope for is damage. The grenades are coming his way. There's one. Can he find some more? It's a very tight position. They were lining up for him, but he couldn't do enough. And the round goes to AVANGAR. Now, there was great potential there for Renegades.
Yes.
It took them a long time, though, to plant the bomb. It was about minute 5 on the clock. By the time they planted the bomb, AVANGAR basically had a CT on a ramp, which is a difficult situation. They did swarm the site. They did go for the CT push. Kboard was ready for it, though. He was expecting the flashbang push. He realized what they would do in that situation, and he managed to get 2 out of it. Really strong stuff from Kboard.
Wow.
Looking for the full highlight. Not quite getting there, but again, the impact frags from the man.
Yeah, you're completely right. That's the play. That is the play. Renegades have to make the CT push work, or it's over. And Kboard knows that. What a beautiful, beautiful display. You highlighted him, and we're seeing it from him so far. That's good for AVANGAR. But now we get the full save pretty much from Renegades. We get a few deagles there, a P250, and at this point, it's about keeping that CT economy reduced as much as possible. Don't let the money get out of control. But I feel like AVANGAR have been really good. We've seen them get those full saves in with 3 players. You know, I think 2 rounds in which they lost 2 players straight away. They get to keep all that money. And Sanji's going to feel some presence from these deagles, but the deagles can't really do much without utility. That's not bad. That's not bad.
But James will still hold the position. The bomb hasn't been seen just yet, at least not on the A bomb side. It's moving away from B at present. They've got a pick there, so if they're fast, maybe they have a chance. Maybe it's the gauntlet run now. If you look at the position of Adren, he's in CT spawn. He hasn't gone through jungle in case there was a boost, which means that support's going to be hard to come by for James unless the CTs try to cross the triple. Buster's in. He's got an AWP through connector, so James safe from that position. He can focus on default, and it should still be impossible to plant the bomb unless there's another pick. There's Buster activating as Manufacture makes his way over. Now Adren will take the position of James. And then there was Liaz, 1 versus 3, forced forward towards that triple position. He doesn't have the bomb, it's by default, but maybe he has a chance to win the round. 29 seconds. He has Kevlar, he's got 40 HP. He's got position to plant the bomb now.
Uh-oh, this is getting very scary. It's more than damage done. They're threatening to win the round. Liaz with this deagle. Looking extremely focused. Buster, he can't afford to miss, but the plant has to come in. Liaz can't be faking this. He needs to get the plant. That's time for Buster to move in. The nade does the damage, but James, 4 kills and a bomb plant. I think they would have been happy with 2 kills.
That is a great effort from Renegades, and it's a great answer to the previous round where they did some good work as well, and they did get some frags. So that's going to force AVANGAR to spend a lot of money. And Mattress will start to get a bit smaller, start to feel uncomfortable as they spend all the cash in this round. AVANGAR 2 rounds ahead for now, but there's still time for Renegades to turn this around. They'll be on the buy themselves. JKS with 5,900. There'll be no issues in buying. Going for a 5 AK play, and again, I do wonder if this is a response to the fact that there are 2 AWPs and they're going to try and abuse their numbers, but this time with better weaponry.
James straight into mid again, as we've seen him off to do, trying to find a gap there. He's going very deep in. JKS has to react, and Adren tries to trade it. That play's not worked out. Now James has to deliver. He whiffs the first shot, the flashbang comes in, makes his life more difficult, looking to see if there's going to be trades hit. The utility usage from Renegades pushes AVANGAR all the way back. And AVANGAR, they have questions. There's a big question in whether they even try to go for this at this point, James. It's a 5 versus 3.
They can't, but they're being flanked by Azza. Maybe, again, Renegades are reading the situation really well. They're responding to the buys of AVANGAR, but also, like, they know they can't retake this with 2 AWPs. It would be absolute madness unless Renegades give them something, which is why they're not trying to push CT, but Azza's in position to really ruin the day. They cannot seriously be going for this AVANGAR. It would be absolutely wild. Buster's been taken out. Surely it's time to fall back, fishing for something, and now Azza makes his way towards that mid position, having cleared out B. Sanji goes low, and James went high. So maybe they'll both survive.
I do like that we saw from AVANGAR that they've tried to get some damage in. We are getting towards the end of this half, and they do have a decent amount of money in the bank. And the Renegades, it would hurt a lot if they lost 2 or 3 players, but we actually see Gratisfaction picks up a kill there on one of the remaining players. James survives, though. Importantly, of course, he has the AWP, which is the most valuable weapon. So that is something, but Renegades making this competitive for sure. 6-7 now as they pick up that round, and AVANGAR looking to spend almost all their money in this one. James going to have to drop a few guns. Yeah,
despite the best efforts of Renegades, AVANGAR have been able to hold on with the good work they had in some rounds prior. So the full buys will still be here. but now they've lost one of the AWPs. So what is the adjustment? Both teams in this half have been repeatedly adjusting to each other. AVANGAR adjusting with the double AWPs. Renegades adjusting from ecos to force buys to ecos to buy rounds to those two AWPs, and there will actually be a second AWP once again, but Renegades won't know this, so they're going to have to find out potentially the hard way. 7-6, the score is close as we head towards half-time.
Indeed, it is very close. An exciting matchup between these two. Gratisfaction, oh my god, a boost, this is so cool. Very rarely see this one. Will it pay off though? No one jumping across the connector at the beginning of the round for JKS to catch. And there's the smoke. So that play, unfortunately for Renegades, this wasn't the round for it. And the AVANGAR taking absolutely no risks. I really like to see that. And Keycut, he is quite an aggressive player. I have to say, he's very entertaining to watch.
Look at Dren's position again. Oh, he's going through the crawl space now into the window, but I feel like once more he's being forced to play two Renegades as opposed to AVANGAR's own game. If you're on a T side, you can force CTs to respond to you rather than play their own game, as AVANGAR like to do, then that can certainly help. But James is still an issue in this connector position. That was a close one. And you can see the pixel gap towards the B bomb site. You do not walk peek those angles for a reason. He's learned the hard way. You can see the bomb is in the apartments at present to be collected by JKS in this 3 versus 5.
Maybe that's a lapse of focus there, James. They have been seeing those double ops out on AVANGAR frequently, especially from that B position. James looking back into middle here. AVANGAR staying active, but Azza, he could turn the tide, he can make the difference. Picks up a frag, and that will make things a little bit easier here. But there's 30 seconds to go. They have to get the bomb into B. It's the only option. Azza tries to push forwards. There has to be a trade. There's the trade. It's JKS moving into the B bomb site. JKM playing to kill the rotation there from the jungle position. This is key. Both players have to perform here. JKM's down. All on JKS now.
2 rifles and the AWP. It's just about winning the round at this point. Although the money is low, but that has to be the priority. You can spray that position from the window. James could actually shoot. If he knows his lineup, that's a very nice grenade. They've got time, they're patient. JKS has to make the forward play. With 3 players alive, he has to take them out. He can't just stand and wait for them to collapse on his position. Does the best he can, but the odds are just against him. And it will be round number 8 for AVANGAR with 3 players surviving, and the second AWP will be collected.
Yeah, I think you make a really good point there, James. I think that just really highlights that it was very smart that there's a player, at least one player for AVANGAR, holding for the push as his teammates are pushing forwards. And it was a Dren there, and he does pick up the kill. So 8-6, and these double orbs have really been amazing for AVANGAR. They've worked out in so many rounds. Buster's having a great performance. Buster 16 for 7. I feel like through each week, we've seen him get stronger and stronger, and he is needed. But we're back into it now. James makes the catwalk jump finally, and let's see what he goes for. He might have a good timing here. But Renegades, they tried to nuke the connector position. Good thing that James didn't miss the jump this time, James.
Very good. Maybe things are on his side for the time being. Renegades move towards the A bomb site. James still waiting in mid. Only 2 players to contest A on the AVANGAR side. The bomb is thrown on the floor for a brief time. Never want to do that, because it can be enough of a sound cue. That molly on Tetris is really important, but Renegades are charging into the site, taking some grenade damage. Will the boost come in time? Kiko ready and waiting. Spotting 1 player jumping up. That's the bomb as well. That's all the information they need. Full rotation coming in now for AVANGAR.
There it is, trying to keep themselves in a position where Leeds can be pushed this CT spawn position. They have to gain some ground, they have to get some kills. They need to create the space, but now they have to play defensively. That's not bad though. Gratisfaction picks up 1. The bomb needs to get planted still, however, and is not looking good. They're trying to create cover with all of the spray, but there's a stalemate at this point. Oh my goodness! You can't jump that. Gratisfaction with a punish. That is a turning point perhaps, but James has the AWP himself, and he's got great coverage. James, there's nowhere for them to go to plant this bomb. Every angle's covered. Sanji
jiggles and he sees JKS. JKS is carrying the bomb. That's the crucial information. No grenades left for Renegades. It has to be the hard way. Waiting to punish a curiosity, Sanji. He's a brave soul. He always is. James moving into a more forward position. Dren got tagged to 15 HP earlier on. Oh, the flames up. JKS is going to go forward. He's got 6 HP in 13 seconds, but there's a huge headshot. He's alone now. He's alone. 1 versus 2. Both the CTs are too far away to find both frags. Almost getting a Dren. Now he's got to commit to it. Will there be a spray? Sanji's out in the open, but it's too late. A Dren with a USP. 9 rounds at half time. He baited them, but he couldn't quite find the frag stand.
My heart, James, my heart. Oh my God, it almost exploded out of my chest. He made the perfect play, I can't believe it. High energy finish at the end of the first half. 6 rounds for Renegades, 9 for AVANGAR. We'll have to see if Renegades can bounce back after the break.
Welcome back. At half-time, AVANGAR leads by 3 rounds after a very wild last round. Very, very wild. People just doing some crazy, I don't know what they were doing, some crazy things were happening.
So intense, James.
Indeed, but the score is still close. I told you how important it was for JKS and Jacob to deliver on previous CT sides of Mirage for Renegades. Now's the time for them to do it again. Again, both these teams fighting to take a lead as they try to head to the grand finals. Berlin, make some noise in this bitch!
Here we go, straight through the B apartments. The contact B play. A lot of teams are liking the stack B on the CT side though, so we'll see if this continues for Renegades, because they have some decent presence on the bomb site. We see that classic crossfire between JKS and Leas. Is it going to pay off though? There's the flashbang, still good enough. There will be free to get the headshot. JKS annihilates 2 players. The executioner, JKS, on the B bomb site, cleans up the opposition, and it doesn't seem like there's much left to do here for Adren. He is stuck in the B apartments. There's nowhere to go, and Asa will finish it off.
Has the pistol ram started yet? Asking for a friend. That was pretty damn solid for Renegades. Even with that crossfire, after they get those first 2 frags, they've got 2 guys on short. They're going to have 4 people on the B bomb site very, very quickly. Great response from Renegades, coming in with the blue sirens wailing. And they took control of the situation.
JKS is like a human guillotine, just chopping those heads off.
He's a beast. We've watched him for years, and it has been very enjoyable the whole time. He makes it look easy. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The investment in this round is 2 P250s for AVANGAR, a total of $600. You get a kill with a P250, it pays for itself. 300 for 3. Oh! Oh man, it's too early. This is not past the watershed. It is Germany though, after all. That's a very quick anti-eco, and Renegades make their way to 8.
Very quick. That must be one of the fastest ones we've seen all major. That's insane. That opening headshot. We're getting some tasty frags, I have to say. Renegades really stepping up. I don't know what the pep talk was like in half-time, but it's worked.
Okay, it is buy time for AVANGAR. Their utility sucks. They don't have a lot of grenades. They have prioritized the AK-47s, which is interesting because they're one of the teams who will sacrifice a few weapons to get more utility. That smoke grenade goes deep into B apartments. It will cause problems for a lurker. There is the smoke being delivered. Thank you, Mr. Sliggy. Still a 1-round lead for AVANGAR, but again, this is the first buy round in the second half. Jacob gets taken out, pushing the Palace position. Buster, a good one to watch in that respect on how you wait for a potential push for CTs, the timing in general.
Yeah, and this is, of course, being that bonus round. I wonder if Renegades are going to try to take some risks. For AVANGAR, they have 3 smokes left, and that's 3 smokes is the perfect amount to pretty much do whatever you want. But at this point, of course, they just need to get onto a bomb site sooner than later, as they don't have any. You can't really spare the utility to gain position towards the site. You now need it just to execute onto the site. We might have a fake coming in here, as we got 2 players coming out of the Palace. How is this going to work out for Vanguard? This could be very sneaky indeed. You don't often expect the first player to peak to be from Palace, and then to be a trade fragger as well. This could be huge right now. Buster going for the first kill. The trade is not there. Great performance from Azza, and right now Renegade still wary of an A push, and this is the timing window for Vanguard to get into B, and it is completely open. It has worked.
They have to take market though. They can't just sit on the site. They need a forward position. They need a tight choke point. They have no idea. They're taken by surprise that no one is on the B bomb site whatsoever. But so far they're all holding on the site. Sanji delivers a smoke grenade towards that short position. They're assuming someone is maybe in market, maybe waiting for a rotation, so they haven't gone for a market push, feeling it was too risky. But this is going to allow Renegade some position. That said, Renegades are all coming in from the same position. AVANGAR don't know that, so they will worry about short. They'll worry about the apartments. But this is going to be a ropey push from Renegades, trying to create some space with some grenades. Easy for a Dren again. He can spread out position, but not if all your teammates are dead. Azza with 12 HP, just trying to do some exit damage, but he's going to die. So he's going to lose a lot of money himself. And is he going to get away in time?
Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? Azza. Oh, just a couple.
He's a man of calculation.
Very nice.
But indeed, the fake is sold. Just showing Azza enough information on default that Jiggle allowed him to just get that greater bit of focus. Takes out 2 players, but it's double figures for AVANGAR.
Yeah, that was really clean from Adren as well. It's good to see, Adren getting a performance in. I think we've seen so far during this tournament, he hasn't had the best performances, so we haven't thought about Adren when we're thinking about AVANGAR, but we know he is capable. As I think it was Thorin saying on the desk, he's had so many achievements, and they are so close to the grand finals of another major for him. And here comes a quick push up the catwalk position from AVANGAR, but Gratisfaction is there. He's got a lot of vision on this catwalk position. There's not much utility left for AVANGAR, James. They really need to get middle, but it looks like they may have to give it up, and I don't think they have really much in the way of options considering how low the utility is. They have to go back to A, and they've got to make this push work.
Renegades are essentially in retake positions. Again, they don't really have the right weapons for the job necessarily. There's no AWP just yet. Liaz has an MP9, but he's on the B bomb site, just like Sanji was earlier on, so that might not be the biggest of deals. But keep an eye on James and his slow rotation. He might be checked for by the CT side as a holding a Molotov, but where would he choose to throw it? Will it be towards the site? Well, it's been deployed. There's a huge gap by the bench. Stanji will take advantage of that bomb being planted again. James is still lurking in a mid position. The bomb's been denied though. They've got to get it planted soon. They have to, but maybe just activate now.
Uh-oh, things are getting really dangerous. The smokes have gone. That was the cover to plant. This bomb site's so exposed, there's no place to actually plant safely at this point. They have to frag out, or they have to rotate out. One of the two. And it looks like they're going for the frags here. Taking the aim battles. Spring comes through for Buster, but it's only going to be one here. It's looking like it's all Renegades. And indeed, Jake here shuts it down with the kill onto Keycut. And Renegades will survive with 3. And they will take a lovely bounty, James. 3 AK-47s. Can't be too sad about that.
Yeah, and you can see how focused the team are. Not getting too excited. It's just one round and there's plenty more to come. Very back and forth game of Mirage so far, and that's what we want to see. Now, what we have to see is if Renegades can stabilize at this point. They have taken 3 of the 4 rounds so far. But if we ignore the pistol, it's quite the back and forth. Early Molotovs towards the ramp, flashbang over the top, into mid in case there's a fast play there, but AVANGAR are focused on the A bomb site. They haven't quite found themselves with a perfect fight just yet. It will be a fast one after all. It's ding dong from a Dren, and they will continue to press forward. Jacob's got nice angles though, and very good aim.
Good stuff though. Jane will trade. That does allow his teammates to push forward for a bomb plant, but again, got to make it happen before the smokes go away. Gratisfaction has an angle if they want to plant towards triple. Going for the spray though, knows that they're going for the default plant. Up on top of Ticket, you don't expect this. Jane from high, but Gratisfaction will spot him from the stairs position. That's absolutely key. Big risk there from Jane, and it doesn't pay off, but still there is a chance. Sanji's remaining with a rifle. Buster on a deagle. It's not going to look good, but they could maybe find a way here.
Buster's in a really hard spot. He's trying to back in sandwich. He goes forward, he's seen from triple. Sanji to trade, he finds 2, but he cannot find the 3rd. Renegade just about survive. Liaz, the only man alive. They've done a lot of damage, AVANGAR, to the economy of Renegades. We asked about stabilizing that consistency, but maybe that comes into question as Renegades tie the score. because if you look at the money, there may be some issues. Now, AVANGAR have a decision to make that.
I think it's an easy one here for them. They love a good force buy, and it's not going to look too bad. Some of the players had good enough money, and we're going to see a MAC-10. The AWP will feature onto James, so it's going to look pretty strong. A Deagle on a Dren, so they have enough utility to pretty much work any area of the map. This is a big round, a really big round. At 10-10, AVANGAR go for the force buy to try to punish Renegades, lacking economy. James flash off the angle. Gratisfaction, it's a close one. Sees an elbow, but can't find the punish.
Maybe the respect for his opponent causes him to stray for little. They both know the angles. Look at that flash from James.
I can't watch this, James. They keep retaking the position.
Yeah, and it's awesome to watch if you can stomach it. A minute 25 on the clock for AVANGAR. Kika has a grenade lined up, a smoke for the window. James rotates towards A, the fourth player to go in that direction. Kika will perhaps try to invite CTs to defend the mid position with the smoke grenade. You can see her focus, maybe fear of a potential boost. Renegades moving into CT spawn now. JKS with a very timely HE grenade. So far so good in that respect, but there's a smoke. That's it for Renegades. No support flashes, nothing. They've got a frag out.
And JKS in a key position, but Gratisfaction as well, working that AWP like a dream from Triple, and it just gets worse for AVANGAR because JKS activates as well from the shadow position, and now Kika, he's not really got anywhere to go, and it's up to James, but he just has to try to maybe even keep this AWP alive, try to do some amount of damage. They can't leave this round with no damage. Great flick, but the punish is guaranteed for JKS, and Renegades pick it up with 4 players surviving. That's absolutely what they needed. Their economy was awful before, but now this could be the turning moment for them.
JKS, the Oceanic Terminator, 21 for 12 at the moment.
Wow.
Not a fan of being fragged, and he is playing strong for his team at present. It's been a few rounds where Renegades have survived with one player, but they're surviving. They are stringing all the rounds together. AVANGAR have won just a single round so far. If you ignore the pistol, it's 3-1 to Renegades in terms of the buy rounds and the rounds beyond the pistol. And that might be telling in this first map. Just one round ahead at the moment. And again, we did mention just one player surviving for Renegades. AVANGAR with a choice to make, and they will choose aggression. They will choose war and attrition. Sorry, it was the round prior with one.
There it is, Gratisfaction absolutely shutting this one down. And it gave all the space for JKS to find that peak. And Renegades are looking pretty good at this point. AVANGAR struggling to find their way in on their T side. I think one of the issues we've seen for AVANGAR so far is that they aren't being as successful getting middle control as Renegades were on Renegades' T side. And that might be an issue they may have to solve, because it seems when they come back for these set pieces, it gets a bit too chaotic and there's not a consistent advantage to work with.
Sponge is in the crowd with the Renegades fans. Respect.
It's good to see
I'm giving them space. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but when these guys are screaming, I'm just giving them space to go for it. So there was a round reset. AVANGAR picks up the odd SMG, the odd bits and bobs here and there. So I thought they were going to try and do something, but the round was restored. So I don't know if it was an auto buy or whatever it was, but it will just be a few pistols, a few flashbangs for the likes of AVANGAR in the first game of this best of 3 series. At least, well, for this particular round, should I say? Let's not get too carried away. Gratisfaction in the connector position. I told you he was aggressive, man. He's maybe got the rabies or the bath salts. I don't know. Either way, he'll get the opening kill, but maybe his timing was off a little bit. No support for him in a mid position, and against an eco, you can't be making these mistakes when you have a chance to make it to grand finals.
Yeah, and James giving Renegades a bit of the Azza treatment with that push through to market. This could be a huge play. Now, his teammates have to survive whilst he makes this one happen, because if everybody goes down, James' position doesn't become nearly as impactful, of course. So here it is, and he might just get a gun from this as well if he can get the kill into Liaz, and it looks guaranteed. Nice. He is waiting for it. There it is, makes it guaranteed, but oh dear, he can't pick up the gun. Azza's blocking that. This is a problem. Azza is a huge problem from this position. The longer he stays alive, the more trouble AVANGAR are in. Yeah, and in comes the reinforcements.
Yeah, it's risk for Azza as well. He can't just try and stop everything, because he's got to play for the round and not necessarily the position. JKS is here, but the bomb has been planted. Let's not forget, that was an eco for AVANGAR. So that's a great success. They get 2 frags, they plant the bomb. That's bonus money, especially considering their investment. Again, it's an awkward situation for Azza. He can't just go and try and stop them as they swarm into the site. He needs to play for the long haul, and that's what they do. 3 players survive, and they make it to 12.
And poor James as well. That M4 just out of arm's reach. But as you say, definitely a lot of positives, the silver lining in that round. They did what they needed to do, and out comes the AWP on Jane once again. A 4x for AVANGAR as Renegades are looking rather indomitable. They're picking up pace, they're picking up momentum, and we'll have to see if AVANGAR can find a way to put something in the spokes to stop those wheels from turning, because Renegades are quickly moving towards that finish line in map 1. Satisfaction. Oh, can't make the jump across, blocked by the smoke grenades. Don't often see that, but see if he can do anything from connector. Jame trying to take over mid with the rest of the team. We said this, they need to get middle control. That has to be an improvement for AVANGAR.
5 smokes up at the moment, 3 in mid, 1 on ramp and 1 by the B windows. A flash over the top from Gratisfaction. Trying to take position the hard way. Oh, that's so cheeky, but he doesn't take the bait. That might give James the wrong level of confidence, although Gratisfaction moves away. Molly in case somebody's just around the corner. That's quite smart, because if they were waiting to pop flash somebody from top mid, but again, you can't make these errors, man. You can't just take that position for free.
Yeah.
Too hungry in that mid position. Once again, he's been punished.
You can see, he tried to flash his way into the angle, but perhaps you want a teammate to go for that flash. You can peek it more quickly. Either way, Renegades looking a little bit desperate here. JKM looking to defend the boost over the top of the smoke and bust. To see anything? Oh, just barely not. This boost all over the place here. One towards Catwalk. It looks like Renegades will have a superior boost, and they're not looking too bad here, but Jame will find a way to bring an advantage back into AVANGAR's favor, and Kika starts to work into the A bomb site. JKS though, he's got a feeling, his intuition has been sparked. He knows something might be up here. He's in a key position to hold on to this bomb site for Renegades.
AVANGAR know there were 2 players towards B because of the boost, so time is on their side. If they can push with good time and win the duels. Adren punishes the rotation. JKS taken out. Again, so important on the A bomb site. Good position, but he can't make it work on this occasion. That leaves Liaz from B. Again, they know that second player was towards the B bomb site, and AVANGAR finds success on A. A very interesting exchange with multiple boosts around the mid at the same time. But again, the frags go the way of AVANGAR. They have the information, they know where the biggest weakness is, and they seize the A bomb site.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the boost convention in middle, and Renegade still unfortunate. I think that play from Gratisfaction, I wonder how effective that flash was, because James didn't seem to come off the angle, so maybe that flash actually just completely missed. It looked improvised. Yeah,
again, I think we've seen unnecessary risks from both snipers around the mid position, outstaying the welcome in mid, not having support from the team. Again, some teams you can do it against, some teams you can't. If you get confidence making those plays and being successful versus one team, whereas another team will punish you, then it may prove very costly indeed. Not too costly just yet though for Renegades. They're still in the lead, they still have some weapons, and they can spread the wealth and buy around what they've saved.
I think the cool thing as well is that, Renegades, they have a lot of options for aggression that they haven't really tested too much. We've seen some light palace aggression, but ultimately we haven't seen a big mid push. We haven't seen an underpass push. It's been somewhat conservative so far for Renegades, so AVANGAR need to be very cautious that they do not get caught out in this round. And I love that we see the classic SMG on Sanji James. I feel like he is a master with that weapon. He can do some magical things. We'll have to see exactly the utility that MAC-10 will provide AVANGAR with whatever strategy they decide to run in this round.
Tactical timeout has come and gone. Now, AVANGAR need to have a read as to the situation Renegades might be in. Are they going to be short on utility? Are they going to be likely to make a play? I mean, with Gratisfaction, that's always likely, but perhaps something more than that. Not long to find out now. A sniper rifle for both sides. Grenades in the mid position. Jacob goes through the underpass. Now, Sanji's the man up top. Don't think he's heard anything just yet. Sanji seems to have no idea. He's making a forward play towards B. He's trying to bait them, maybe.
AVANGAR, interesting.
Yeah, AVANGAR being patient around the rest of the map. Jay moving through mid, but this is a big situation. But Sanji's looking for it now. He's facing this direction, but he's got the MAC-10. I told you, the MP9 and MAC-10. It's like he doesn't have rifles in his menu.
Ooh, and there it is, the punish from JKM. He manages to find himself that flank, and as for the MP9, all fall as well. The SMG's not having much luck, and all of a sudden, Renegades have lost basically everybody. Great individual plays across the map for AVANGAR. We saw both teams making these slight individual plays, and AVANGAR managed to tip things in their favor on this occasion. And that's going to tie things up 12-12, unless JKM, I don't know, finds something magical, but very unlikely from this position. Their money's so bad, he just wants to keep this M4 in his hands, so they have something to work with on the next round, which will be a save. And ooh, it's not a good situation. They've won so many rounds so far that they're not going to have any loss bonus. So AVANGAR should be good to convert 1 or 2 off of the back of this round win, James, and they're going to build a lot of money to boot.
Getting pretty tight in this first map. This was such a hard pick for me. I really feel like there's no bad choice between these two teams. It really is 50-50, and seems to be at the moment AVANGAR have found a way to win rounds in the second half, and maybe this is a perfect time to do it again. If you look at the first 7 rounds, 6 of them went to Renegades in this half, but now AVANGAR are starting to pull things back, and they're breaking the money of Renegades on the CT side in a very crucial part of the game. It's round 25.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. I mean, you do have to consider that, yes, Renegades won both pistols, and they converted 3 rounds, including the pistol, of course, on the first half, and they converted 2 on the second half. So very close game between these two teams. James will make his way across middle, taking a light bit of damage. Up on the boxes there at top mid, looking for something. Of course, it's just USPs here. A full save from Renegades. This should be for AVANGAR a point where they can really start to dictate the pace, as Renegades can't offer up much of a defense with just these USPs. But we'll see if they can get creative. That's what it's about in rounds like this, just getting creative.
30 stats for you. JKS headshot ratio, currently 73%. Not the most important stat, but that's pretty damn high. Adren has done 276 grenade damage in this game so far. Kika second with 204, JKS third with 177. And their CT side is still continuing, so that might rise. Sanji, the information man, he's got the Mac on, he's got the bowler hat, and he's going to find out what the situation is on the B bomb site. He'll see that no one seems to be here. There's no boost. There's a smoke on short. So ladder is contained as far as the bomb site is concerned. You can see him keeping an eye on things, and the bomb is rotating. See Adren's there as well. Kika towards A ramp, just keeping the CTs honest for now, but you don't want to give up an AK-47, so he may choose to rotate. He's actually being flanked, unbeknownst to both players. Jacob pushing through Palace. Renegade starting to rotate. Again, you want to keep high ground control. Very important when you're on the B bomb site. We'll see what Renegades choose to do. They didn't really invest a whole lot, so they don't have much to lose.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a loss for them that they can't find a way to trade a play, but maybe they get keycard here. Oh, there you go. That's what you want to see. An AK collected, no way to punish that. No way to steal that back if you were AVANGAR. And I think, honestly, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. Renegades have found a way to steal a gun for themselves for the next round. That's huge win. We'll see if it comes to pass that AK is instrumental in this next round as far as damage is concerned.
JKS also leading in enemies flash, 27. Gratisfaction 22. Those two far ahead of everybody else. So they're doing a lot. Dan managed to hit his microphone on the table. That's really impressive, Dan.
Thank you.
AVANGAR, 1 round in the lead.
Absolutely, it's not looking too bad for them now, but of course, Renegades have had a lull due to the fact that their economy has not been looking all that good. But now this is where things could change, although working without an AWP is definitely a change of pace for them, not having Gratisfaction able to harass middle with that. The AVANGAR going to be looking confident, and here it is, big mid play. JKM leads the way with the AK-47, and they have that deep smoke at top mid. And there goes some deep nades as well to try to do damage to AVANGAR, but AVANGAR managed to evade all the damage, and this is a problem for Renegades because big play to take map control. However, now AVANGAR could just slow the round down to a painful pace for Renegades because Renegades have dumped all their utility to take middle. And Jane will try to get something here if Renegades were to double down on this mid push in some respects.
Do Renegades feel inclined to make a forward play somewhere? Maybe with the B player or something. They've got to feel nervous about this. The grenades continue to come in. Jacob, only good for one. Azza looking to deliver, but he'll get taken out. Kika, impact frags. Grana's faction won't fight to the death. 4 bullets, rotates away. 3 versus 3. They need that personnel up. Sanji lurking towards the B bomb site. There's potential to split now if Adren can make his way into the apartments. We've got James lurking. Grana's faction takes one to the face. Now Liaz has a lot to do. Sanji's creeping alone. Maybe the bomb's been spotted, but perhaps not. Is he going to keep going? Liaz might actually have the jump on him. Sanji doesn't keep his position. No, he doesn't, but he's still alive for now. That's the information, though. But JKS is so far away. He's just standing at Palace, and he's not really rotating just yet. Surely that's a bomb on the radar. Surely he's got to go for it, but it might be a lurker. Liaz has so much to do. He's playing time. He needs that rotation. JKS is still not coming just yet. 19 seconds to plant the bomb. Sanji's creeping, but James out of nowhere.
Yeah, decisions had to be made, and James makes a critical one, taking down Liaz, but up to JKS. He has been incredible so far, and he's looking to do something incredible here. Sanji, with that AK-47, is so dangerous. They have the flashbangs to smoke as well. James looking for the shot with the AWP. Surely he is favored on these peaks against JKS, but JKS is finding his way forward, edging closer and closer to try to make this clutch a reality as James and Sanji make this painful. They try to go for the double peak, but the timing is not perfect. James dies! And JKS, has he got time? There's no kit. Has he got time? This is going to be so close. 5 seconds. Can JKS make it work? Right down to the wire, and he's managed to do it. JKS again cannot be stopped, having the game of his life at the semi-finals of this Berlin Major, the deepest run Renegades have ever had, and he's showing up in more ways than one.
Unbelievable. Liaz bought enough time. JKS, he's the man you want as the last man standing.
Oh,
James creeping.
The communication on that peak, James, it must have been off there. That was quite a delayed trade frag attempt. But they've got to rally themselves here. It's 13-13. We're nearly at the end of the first map. It's been so close.
There are 4 smokes on the B bomb site. Can we just...
There are 4 smokes. Marvel at it.
But no one's making a play. There are 4 smokes on the B bomb site. There were 7 smokes up at once at the beginning of the round. When do you see that? But still, there's no play being made by AVANGAR. So I don't know what kind of response they're trying to bait in that situation. The bomb is down in T-spawn, hasn't been collected, so... That's a curious one, but here we are. Renegades still in this game. You can see JKS, he's had some frustration, wasn't too happy about that particular round, but they're here. 13-13. Utility is low for Renegades, but they've got clutch in these players. Maybe they won't need it, that utility. Liaz is moving forward in the B apartments, actually. That's really important. That's what you need when you don't have many grenades to play with.
This is a big setup, though, on the A side. Renegades are very committed here. They need to make the frags happen. They know they don't have utility to retake, so they have to stop the bomb from even going down. That's the objective. Grana's faction gets caught, but they are distracted, and the lineup comes in, but it's now down to JKS again, looking to be an indomitable force, but finally, Sanji will take him out. It's 2 players left for AVANGAR as they edge their way back onto the bomb site. These jaws are important. Time is being bought. Adren, he's got to sprint all the way. He's got to pick up that bomb. Azza can play the time.
The only place he can plant the bomb is on the side of triple. That's it. That's his only chance. It's either that or go for the 1 versus 1. It is a game of chicken. Azza moving forward. Adren's got no idea. He knows the play. There he is. The plant is there for AVANGAR, but the round is here for Renegades. They move to 14. You can see Kassad very happy with that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really big one because it's actually kind of crazy because it's so important that Adren got that bomb down. The money's going to be really, really tight here. AVANGAR are going to have to take some decisions. I wouldn't be surprised to see a tactical timeout of some description. Actually, I misread that completely, James. They're totally fine. And that's good. That's good news for them. It's good news for us too because this is going to be competitive all the way to that 30th round.
It's a big opportunity for AVANGAR. A big opportunity. Only 1 player surviving for Renegades, and the T side has lots of cash. The loss bonus for Renegades is minimal.
Yeah. And
it's almost max for AVANGAR, so they have a ginormous chance ahead of them. If they win this round, they might win the game.
Grana's faction looking for something in middle. AVANGAR not doing too much there. James trying to catch that jump peak that we've seen punished. well, I would say we've seen punished. It's just Sanji that's been punished on that one. But maybe James can find something as well. Looking for a push as well, or an AWP to take that position. Just lying in wait. And the rest of AVANGAR are ready to burst off of the back of the play. Should one be made into James's crosshair. And Liaz will go closer. As AVANGAR, they didn't get what they wanted. They will fall back, but James, it's a minute to go, and again, Renegades are just out of utility. Again.
Yeah, but they have stopped they've stopped plan A from AVANGAR. They put the smoke in the apartments and they've had to abort, and they have no map control. They have no idea if anybody's in Palace or anything like that. Previously, Liaz pushed through the apartments. He's boosted up at the moment. He's on the balcony. We'll see if he makes a forward play. He's got an MP9. He could be flashed in from Azza, who's playing on the site, but for now they're playing the crossfire. 40 seconds remain. Renegades can quickly have 3 players on the A bomb site. The grenades start to stream in. We've got instant reaction. Jacob coming through connector again. Jacob and JKS, the double J, the jugs. They're so important to defend A for Renegades.
JKS has been an absolute juggernaut. Oh, the lineup for JKM is absolutely disgusting. He gets a triple straight away, crippling the push. AVANGAR just have James and Kika, and they don't have time. This bomb plot has to go down. James won't be stopped. Kika takes control, defends CT, and now it's down to Liaz and Gratisfaction on the way back in. They have no utility. Liaz is on an MP9, swaps out for the M4. In they go. James spots it as he crosses over towards Ticket, and Kika is there as well. They have to find the perfect timing. James on the crouch. Gratisfaction takes it down. Kika is all on James now. All on James, has to pick the perfect moment. Looking for it, and he gets it. That's the bomb diffuser down, and now just one more to go. Gratisfaction, he tried to hold his nerve, but Gratisfaction takes it, and he has time. Renegades move to 15. Can you believe it?
It is a game of millimeters. It is a game of millimeters. Renegades get to game point. Again, AVANGAR, a max loss bonus. They get a bomb plant. They've got money in the bank. Again, Renegades survive with 1 player. If they lose 1 round, we're probably going to overtime, but they keep winning the rounds. When they've got 1 player left, they keep winning, they keep surviving. They've got clutch. Jacob, Norgay coming in strong. Look at this spray down, absolutely ridiculous. Pesticides in the face. There's no survival from that.
That is insane. I can't believe he gets 3 there. Oh my God, Renegades. I feel like AVANGAR are playing a slightly better Counter-Strike or Mirage, but Renegades have that clutch. Oh my God, AVANGAR need to dig deep here. Last chance saloon for them. At least they have the money for the big buy, and James is looking for the aggression. Gratisfaction, how far is he willing to go? Well, it looks good enough because Adren's going to walk straight into his crosshair, and he falls back, and I'm sure there's a big grin. That'll be on his face a bit later, because that was a free one.
Gratisfaction does what he wants, damn it, and most of the time it works, and what a time to do it. AVANGAR low on utility, Renegades low on utility, but high-end personnel. Buster taken out. Finally, there's something from AVANGAR. Both teams have to come into this one confident. Kika gets a very important frag from Palace, falls away before Gratisfaction can take revenge. And the bomb's not being spotted. Currently moving through T-spawn towards the A bomb site. There are still 2 players in B for Renegades, but one is slowly moving towards that jungle position. AVANGAR looking to burst from the Palace. Gratisfaction's close. He's playing shotgun mode.
Oh no.
He's playing Left 4 Dead, Dan.
Oh no. He's got no. There's no way that he can kill 3 players here. He will drop down into the shadow position, but time is really of the essence for AVANGAR. They're going to have to go for it. Flick shot doesn't connect, but Kika certainly does. And now it is a very, very hard retake for Renegades. Their money is in the bin, James. They've got no money.
It is.
Renegades have no money.
It's in the sewers of Overpass. It smells of ammonia and bin juice.
I think we might be looking at an overtime here, unless something goes horribly wrong for AVANGAR in the next round.
Again, Renegades have won 3 rounds in a row, all by defuse, and they haven't had many people standing. Their loss bonus is minimal, and they have an MP9 and an M4A4. So I think it's a really weird scenario though, because AVANGAR have got to know they've got a huge advantage, but they might overplay that. They might start to play slow. They might start to use a clock until it becomes an enemy. So there may be chances for Renegades. Because AVANGAR have got to look. They've got to expect some kind of crazy aggression from Renegades. It's standard, it's textbook, it's what you normally do. But if that doesn't come through, and AVANGAR are just waiting too long, if Renegades find the right place to push, if they put somebody in Palace, if they go up the balcony, then there could still be disaster for AVANGAR. Nothing is guaranteed in this round.
It feels like Renegades have been hanging on the side of a cliff by their fingernails for so long, trying desperately to claw their way back up to some kind of a stable position, but it keeps requiring just immense clutches to bring themselves into. I mean, they were ahead for a while, of course, through those clutches, but again, it just looked like AVANGAR hitting them with better Counter-Strike, but Renegades are hitting them with more clutch. And honestly, that's when you get some of the most exciting moments, and we might be going right down to the wire here because AVANGAR, again, all the money to work with, all the toys, but Renegades, we have a CZ75, a Deagle, an M4, an MP9, and an AK-47, and about 8 grenades or something in that region.
JKS has the AK though. That's the man you want with the AK, I'd say. JKS or Azzo, who's really good for multi-frag. He's got an M4. Oh! And Gratisfaction is the first one to fall. A good start for AVANGAR. A very good start indeed. Does that encourage a push? Do you expect AVANGAR to rotate elsewhere? We'll see how Renegades respond to that. They're moving away from the Ram. But again, Jacob's only got a Desert Eagle, and now he's dead. The rifles remain with the MP9.
JKS is still alive with an AK-47 though, James. If Azza can hold this position, and he looks like he might be able to do so, takes down Buster. Maybe they'll go towards the A-bomb side with JKS's, and it looks like they may be thinking about that. They still have all the options available to them. This smoke is very annoying. You don't necessarily want to push that. You have the advantage, you have the numbers. Take it easy, the smoke goes away. AVANGAR start to flow through onto that A-bomb site now, but JKS, he lurks around the corner, having an incredible display of skill so far, but Sanji has a better position. He'll shut him down, and AVANGAR, they've secured overtime against Renegades. My God, James, we're going to get more of this.
I want more.
I'm damn happy about that.
Absolutely. I'm hungry for more rounds on Mirage. Well, he's pretty happy with that. But one team's going to be sad after this game is over, that's for sure. The money is reset. $10,000 per person. We'll see if Renegades start with one AWP or if they'll mix things up in their first round on the CT side. Really important for for both of these teams to take a lead in this series, but only one team can, and I couldn't pick between them. Dust 2 comes after this. But first, we must find a conclusion for Mirage. No AWP for AVANGAR. Interesting. If they win the round, I suppose they could steal one should they want to. The AKs would be good for a fast round. The smoke grenade is up on B early from the CT side. Azar just walking out there, not expecting AVANGAR to be in the underpass. James almost looked away. I did wonder what was going to happen there, but here we are. An early 5 versus 4 for AVANGAR.
Yeah, that's a huge opening kill to find, and I mean, it's just the dream situation. If you're a caller, you get that really fast pick. And look at this, we get the double down move from Renegades. They have to take a big risk to try to mitigate the disadvantage they're working with. They try to play for info, and they'll get the information, but they won't have the bodies towards the bomb site. And I don't know if they'll find rotation in a timing that will allow them to do much. Unless somehow JKS finds something, but he's in ticket, playing a retake position. Okay, he's going past the smoke. He's looking to do big damage. It's all on JKS. If he can get 2 to 3 kills, that's what he needs to try to save this. There's a chance. There's number 1. There's number 2. JKS moves around the side of default, but he'll finally be taken down. Has he done enough, though?
There's a gap for Liad. He's had a quiet game so far, but he might just see a dread. He's forced away by the flashbang. That could have been everything, but it ended up being nothing. In the meantime, Jacob is flanking. He's towards that A-ramp position. Gratisfaction with Graves towards CT for his teammate. Sanji's been taken out. The flank has been activated. Now the remaining players of AVANGAR are in a sandwich, and that sandwich does not taste very nice at all. Buster, 1 versus 3. He needs to make a forward play. Don't know where he is. Just Jake gets his bell rung. No 10 HP for Buster. Switches out for another rifle. 16 bullets, but they won't matter. Gratisfaction will get that final kill, and Renegades take the first round. They were really out of position there. It was a great fit with those first 2 frags because they were looking for players towards the B bomb site. They weren't sure what was going on. And if you look at how Renegade started a round, I don't know if they thought there was a play towards B. I don't know what Azza was doing standing on the window at that point, but they must have thought some information was good, but it was really bad.
Can I just say that JKS is... Oh, wow, that's not bad from Lias. Good lineup there. But yeah, can I just say that JKS is in incredible form, delivering 2 kills there, and as you say, that also then provided the delay that was necessary. That is insane, and that's the only reason they're able to win that round. He is in the zone right now. Gratisfaction towards Catwalk, looking for a play into mid, but there's nothing just yet. But eventually there will be. AVANGAR take 2 players through on the pass first.
Look at that HE. HE is juicy, and it's going to get worse. Surely there's a trade from window. Indeed there is. But AVANGAR are the ones who are one to the good. Jacob at the 12 HP. Buster deploying. Thought it might have been the HE, but it wasn't. 4v3 for AVANGAR. Nothing is guaranteed, however. We've got Sanji making his way towards the B bomb site. You can see that this distraction in mid is causing problems. How's he got here? Is he teleporting? We've still got JKS in the palace, Kika on the ramp. So this is a very interesting situation. AVANGAR haven't gone past the choke point of the B bomb site just yet, and that's allowing Elias to rotate back in towards B.
That's an important flashbang to try to take some position back into the bomb site. We get the flank coming in as well. JKM, though, he's got 12 HP and look, the information. Now they see the A is clear as well, AVANGAR, but do they have time? Do they feel confident to go for a rotation? There's JKM. Oh, 12 HP, not a single bullet landed onto him. Buster needs to get something. No, how has he done this? The bomb's down on the ground, and it's just Sanji and Kika left. There's 30 seconds to go. They have to kill JKM. Finally, they'll do it, but there's so much damage. What do they do now?
Down the underpass he goes again. That information from Kika may have just cost everything. They wait for the info, but there are so many flanks from Renegades, but now they've managed to go past. This is absolutely ridiculous. But where do they plant the bomb? Does he go for the inverse plant? It will be indeed. It's planted for everywhere, and Renegades won't know where the T's are. They've got no vision from short. They could be CT, they could be jungle, they could be pretty much anywhere on the map, so it's going to be a slow approach from Renegades. JKS has got one flashbang, which maybe he throws for Liaz. Very scary situation for Renegades.
It's incredibly scary, but I don't even know how they are making this doable, but coming through Ticket to try to retake this. There's no nades left on AVANGAR. They'll have to find good timings on the peaks. That pressure on the clock is very, very huge for Renegades. Timely peak from Kika takes down Liaz. JKS, nothing he can do. Kika takes him out, and AVANGAR pick up the round, but for it to be that close, I don't even know how that was possible. Jake, with 12 HP, gets a double with an insane flank.
That looked absolutely precarious for AVANGAR. The fact they got out of that is unreal.
The composure to play that mid-round situation calmly and decisively is impressive, I have to agree.
The peaks from Kika towards the end there. Expecting the CTs to have to touch the bomb or something, and you can see the frustration continues for JKS. That's been that way since the beginning, since that early hiccup. But they're still very much in this game. It's 16 apiece. One team looking for a lead at half-time. Gratisfaction still has the AWP. Liaz with the French gun. Some shortcomings now for Renegades.
And there goes the burst into mid from AVANGAR as they look to take position. But Gratisfaction, he wants to get a punish. He wants to get a pick. Will anybody dare peek this position? And oh, the whiff from Gratisfaction. And James looks like he's just a little bit better in this round. And another early advantage for AVANGAR. And it starts to feel like AVANGAR are finding more consistent openings against Renegades. Renegades have to make it chaotic. And it's going to be very difficult to come back in this round, James. They don't have much firepower. There's a FAMAS on Liaz, and again, the utility is low for Renegades.
But where will the bomb go? That's the big question, because if it goes towards JKS and Jacob, I always believe in those two if they're alive. Sanji makes his way towards A, so I think it's going to be an A split. That it looks very, very likely, but Jacob's moving away. JKS is deep, but he is dependable, even in a bad situation, and he needs to be now. He's got no one to throw support flashes, nothing. He is as on his own as he possibly could be. He's playing on hard mode right now, however, difficulty will be reduced somewhat with Jacob making his way over. There's initial engagement, there's one kill, instant trade, though Jacob is here. He has to deliver, but there's too many men now for AVANGAR in 3 different places, and they have the bomb site.
Speaking of delivering, Kika has been doing excellent work. And I don't know what Renegades can find here. But of course, they've got to go for it. Final round of this half, and Buster's waiting around the corner. As it's going to have to be really fast to predict this one. And there you go. He does take down Buster, but there's 3 more to go. And they know where he's coming from this time. And Kika, of course, takes him out. 17-16. It's AVANGAR with the lead at the end of the first half of the first overtime in the first map of this X series.
James on 30 kills, JKS 29. Slowed down a bit in the second half, but still getting very important frags for his team. AVANGAR 1 round to the good. First team to 19 to take Mirage. Renegades need all 3 rounds in this half. AVANGAR need just the 2. AWP comes out for James. Buster hasn't bought yet. There we go. I did wonder, and I was not disappointed. 2 AWPs for AVANGAR, where they found some success until Renegades adjusted. The Renegades don't know what's happening. Now we've got a flip. Now it's Renegade's turn to have 5 AKs. They had some success with the fast round towards A, so maybe this is a read that there's 2 AWPs on deck.
Oh, but we've seen this before. Kiko's position, when he plays closer, he's absolutely deadly. He'll fall back to the shadow area, however. And we may have somewhat of a fake on our hands towards this B position to pull the AVANGAR defense out of the A bomb site. And indeed, that's what's happening. Kiko falling all the way back from the depths of A ramp towards Ticket now. So it's a retake setup on the A bomb site. AVANGAR, they will have to be very precise when they go back into that A bomb site. Renegades, can they get anything out of this? That's a very, very big nade, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a paper cut with Vinegar. They continue to creep. Dren has the angle by the window, I think. Oh, he's on the bench. That Molotov.
He goes rotating,
James. Yeah, they're fully committing to this one. They are being baited. It's a little piece of squid on the hook, and AVANGAR can taste it in the water. They're all moving to the B bomb site. They've made a terrible mistake. All this for one frag. Where's all the commotion gone? Where are the queues? Nothing's happening.
And one key thing here as well, James. Renegades have full utility. They've walked into the A bomb site now, and they have full utility. So they, oh no! Oh, that's really bad. Buster taking down Liaz. He was trying to plant the bomb. The one position that wasn't covered by smoke. This is a really huge problem right now. Of course, CT is open now as well, and the bomb will go down, but the positioning is not going to be that good for Renegades. They have to fall all the way back. There's no retake utility, but there's many bodies to throw at this A bomb site. Greta's Faction and JKS trying to hold it down. Greta's Faction, he has to do it all, but it's just too overwhelming. There's AVANGAR retake the A bomb site with 5 left alive, and they move to 18.
Slight lack of focus. Allowed the CTs to rotate. I wondered if they were going to swing on the second plant attempts. They could have gone for the inverse plant with angles on CT, or I don't know, but it is game point AVANGAR. They have 2 chances now to take Mirage over Renegades. You've got to see some nerves in this round. Some of these frags which didn't really work out for Renegades, but they're still alive for now. The 2 AWPs continue, of course, for AVANGAR, and Greta's Faction has his own as well. Renegades have to succeed. They have to prevail. They have to deliver in both these rounds. Jacobs race carring towards connector, Kiyojima style, but nothing doing just yet. Flames are up. James, he's been entrusted with the B bomb site. He'll get the Molotov up. Does he choose to take position? It seems he'll jump onto the balcony. There's going to be a lot of players going towards the B bomb site. Jacob seeing the rotation, but he can't find the frag.
And now it's down to James. It's down to the B bomb site attack for Renegades. He falls back. He knows what's happening. Flashed off. Flashed back. He might have to go all the way to market. Putting down the defensive smoker. Dren with a tap to take down Jake. He has to take down the bomb. There's the trade coming in from Liaz, but James still alive. Liaz takes down Buster as well. James, he won't have assistance. He has to somehow do this close range, but they'll be scoped, and his vision is obscured as well by this scope, but he may have found a position to work with. No, absolutely not. Liaz says no. And Renegades 3 versus 2 with that bomb now ticking away.
Last 2 CTs in the market. That grenade did not do enough damage. That smoke is a problem. There's a very fast rotation from Sanji towards a short position with the AWP. Doesn't see towards... Oh, he does see just the barrel. It is very wallbangable, that position. Liaz forced away, but Kika gets taken out in the meantime. And maybe it's time to save. James with 3,800, so I won't do the calculations, but maybe the save is in order. Renegades force their way in. James managed to put the smoke up to give himself a little wall to allow rotation, but he couldn't find any angles.
Got to say as well, you know, Liaz has been by far the most quiet until this round. Liaz had 10 frags.
That peak was nasty.
And now he hits 13. And he absolutely annihilated that defense by himself.
That peak was atrocious. That was an atrocity. That was a national tragedy for AVANGAR.
Talk about a time to turn up for Liaz. My God.
But he still needs to turn up. He still needs to turn up, Dan, because they've got to win one more round, at least, just to survive in this game of Mirage. The AKs are out on Renegades, as well as the AWP for Greta's Faction. The 2 orbs continue for AVANGAR. Enough money for the full buy in this round, and here is the action from Liaz. A wrecking ball. Wow. That was so fast from him.
What a kill. And here we go, Renegades fighting for the next overtime. If AVANGAR can still make this a W. As James holds down the connector position. Buster looking in from Catwalk to see what he can find with his AWP. And James will be in trouble potentially. So be careful, Jacob there. James will manage to find his way out.
That's really scary.
Really scary indeed. JKM not really looking to slow down at all towards Connector. Very confident stuff from him. And AVANGAR starting to feel pressured here, James, on this defense, and JKM opens things up. Nice trade from James, but can he get out of there?
Going back to the well, he is aggressive, he's angry, the bomb has been dropped, but Azarkan collects it. Man advantage for AVANGAR, but they've got no one towards CT. They've lost Kika, the impact frag man for the squad. Renegades need to get that bomb down fast. They go for the safe plant, the bad plant, but with CT, maybe it's not so bad. Look at the rotation from the CTs. We've got Sanji making his way towards ramp. We've got James. We've got double orbs in Connector. It's a weird retake. There's a chance for Renegades.
It really is. Would you want any other players from Renegades in this position with the AKs other than Azza and JKS, I wonder, as Azza looks to hold down the flank and JKS has to hold down the brunt of the attack from the Connector. Azza, he's done his job. Now JKS has to combine with him to take down the remainder, and they're not looking bad, are they? Jane with the AK doesn't know where to go for the spray as these players are oncoming from both sides. There's nowhere to look, and Renegades have done it again. They are clutch, so damn clutch. My God.
And that's the boost he needs. Everybody warming up now, running real hot as this game continues. 18 apiece, and it's just the first map.
They keep finding these clutches over and over again. I feel like AVANGAR are playing the better Mirage, the better Counter-Strike. I think this has just been the story the whole way. Renegades just don't know when to quit.
Renegades refuse to lose, but do they have the will to win? They will continue on the T side. Will they have an AWP? We've seen in overtime both squads go 5 AKs in some of these rounds, but indeed there will be the AWP for Gratisfaction. There's been some nerves for both sides. So much potential. They can see the road ahead of them. They can see the trophy ahead of them. A place in the grand finals is at stake, and this is just the first map. Nobody wants to start 0-1, regardless of who picks what. James goes back to the well again in that mid position, but this time he does not outstay his welcome. Jacob was ready, he was waiting.
Yeah, absolutely is, and that grit, that raw willpower and grit and determination seems to be paying off for Renegades, but Buster, maybe an AWP shot to the chest is better. We'll have to see as JKS now takes position towards A ramp for some lurking. However, well, there's no lurking to be done because Kika's on the mission and he will exterminate JKS in that position. Now we've got 3 players left for Renegades at the beginning of this half. Vegas found himself a position though. Maybe there's a play to be made, but Buster, he's wise to it and shuts that down. And now there's only 2 left. It just gets worse and worse here.
Buster is everywhere. Let's not forget the shot he missed earlier. He's got 3 kills regardless, and he takes the bomb. He takes control, and he delivers a kill for Liaz as well. All who come. Final atomic Buster around that short position. First round of overtime 2 goes to AVANGAR. We're looking at the first team to 22 rounds. Double ops continue for AVANGAR, but on the Renegade side, AWP maybe not working out so well. Maybe it's a money issue. They go 5 AKs. They've got the grenades though.
Yeah, I think those fast plays have worked for them as well, and I think creating those mid-round situations, considering that Renegades have been so clutch, has been strong, and you know what? The pace is going to kick off very quickly here as we see the put. They're just going to run into the B-bomb site. It's not too bad, is it? And here comes the charge. Adren in position, spray looking good, nowhere to go. Adren removing absolutely every opponent from the B-bomb site. Oh my God, that ended so quickly.
If you want beef, then AVANGAR have got the meat hooks. Absolute destruction in the apartments. Renegades deploying the grenades from outside the entrance to the B apartment. Maybe some telegraphing there. A HE and a tight choke point can do a hell of a job. If one player gets stuck trying to jump out the window and Molotovs are up, that could get even worse. Lemmings on the B bomb site.
Oh my God. Oh man, they didn't even make it into the flames, James, where there's more problems. Sorry.
No, they didn't. And now they are left with Gratisfaction on a MAC-10, 4 AK-47s, some slight shortcomings in the utility, but they still have a chance. You don't want to go 0-3 in any half of overtime. But James, he's growing in confidence. I have to say, despite the back and forth, both teams have been confident and aggressive. No one's been shy.
Is it the end of the chapter that is Mirage though? Or can Renegades again find a way back in? It's looking terrible. James with the peek from high. There's the shot through the smoke, and the Renegades smartly waiting that one out, but they will take position towards the bomb site. Keycut on the boost, not able to find anything. James somehow pushes bench. How is that happening? James looking to get out of there, and he's going to manage to do that.
He wanted to go back again. Mac 10 just not happening for the retake, and JKS is alone now. 1 versus 4 once again. He's asked a lot of, but it won't happen. A 0-3 half for AVANGAR. 3 game points now. 3 game points. But it's not over yet. Nothing can be assumed. It's time to switch sides. Renegades go to the CT side now. Everything can change. Gratisfaction has the luxury of the angles with the AWP rather than trying to force the issue. Not always easy on the T side, but it might not be easy on the CT side either.
Things do get weird when you get into overtime as well. It feels like, do you recycle some plays before? The success rates of those things that maybe worked before, is it going to work again? Things get a little bit blurry when you get into this extended bout. Gratisfaction jumping down with that AWP. There's the smoke for the connector Molotov to maybe create a one-way for yourself, and it's not much of a one-way, but it will do, and there's nobody pushing, so he'll take a deeper position. Gratisfaction looking for the plays, Jacob looking for the plays, but Sanji's ready for that. And now there's more problems. Oh my goodness, Liaz lucky to escape there, gets a haircut courtesy of James. And Sanji decides to push forwards, but into Gratisfaction he goes, and Renegades will keep tabs on middle, and it's looking good there. They've got mid control, and AVANGAR, they don't really have much of the map. It looks like they're going for the A push.
Jacob down, but JKS is still alive, and that's important because the bomb is going towards A. In connector at the moment, offering rifle support to Gratisfaction. They have 0 information, but surely they would expect some grenades to come in first. James, it's not the first time we've seen him lurking in this spot. But what will his timing be like? Does he take a risk? Does he have a look? You can see Buster starting to go beyond Tetris on the A bomb site. Gratisfaction has the frag, but he does not have position. JKS, we've seen him do amazing things from here in the past. 40 seconds on the clock. We've got a smoke up in default. Avoids the flashbang, and he's still here, looking for the plaza. JKS is all over this! Buster now, 1 versus 4. Trying to do what he can, 30 seconds. He's got to collect the bomb. He's got to collect some frags, some scalps. He's got to do some damage.
Dangerous as well, that first headshot, takes his time, looks for the transfer there, expecting the trade to come in. Oh no, you almost see it happen, but JKS will finish it off. 3 kills for him. Oh my god, the composure from Renegades has been remarkable, because they've been playing with their backs against the wall time and again here on Mirage, but they don't know when to say die. And AVANGAR need to keep applying the pressure.
2 more rounds. I want more overtimes. I want more of them. Renegades fans, make some goddamn noise for this team. They are fighting tooth and nail for this map. Come on. AWPs are out once again. James looking to punish any brazen plays across towards that connector position, and Gratisfaction a little too high on that occasion. That would have been a nice opening for them. T grenades in the mid position, smokes in the windows, but nobody's there. Renegades with 3 players in the B bomb site. No boost on short just yet. As it takes position, there'll be a boost towards B. And again, that pixel gap is so important. We've seen it cost T players before, but Gratisfaction goes deeper.
I love this. We're seeing everybody trying to make plays here, and previously Sanji caught the play into underpass, and he's looking for the play into the B apartment. So it feels like he's in the mind of Renegades, although of course he can't know exactly what's around the corner. And a rifle holding an angle versus an AWP. Those are 2 completely different beasts. You cannot walk into an angle like this. You are absolutely dead if you do it, and Sanji's still waiting for that B apartments push. You can see that the AVANGAR slow the map down. They're expecting a push from Renegades, but Renegades will not give it to them.
What is AVANGAR's game now? Keycut makes his way over. He might engage first, actually. He's carrying the bomb. There is debate from Sanji, but there's no pull of the trigger from Gratisfaction. I don't think AVANGAR have any idea what's going on, but now they do. What are they up to at the moment? Great distraction as it gets taken out in the meantime. Gratisfaction fighting for his life. His teammates are nowhere near him. He delivers a tag, but no frag just yet, and down he goes. Liaz is in the market. We've got 2 players in the red for AVANGAR in the 3v3. Sanji with the AWP. Liaz has smoked to create some space. Can they get out of this market position? Renegades are all coming from the same spot.
Yeah, swapping out for that AK-47. I think JKS killed 2 players on Cowl from the A-bomb side. That's unreal. Now, Kiko waits around the smoke hole here. JKS doing more damage. He is absolutely unstoppable here. Sanji looking for the play out the window. Gets the first one. The smoke goes away just in time, though. Kiko! Oh, with the look! And that's 22. That's map 1 for AVANGAR. And they held on for so long, but so did Renegades. These two teams are inseparable. What an epic way to start this series.
A huge first map from both teams. JKS just shy of 40 frags, 39 for 27, but ultimately not enough. They still trail now 0-1 over AVANGAR. A very coin flippy game, and I think that first map proved it. Really monstrous stuff, very entertaining. Both teams coming in hot, and you can see smiles on the players. Great support for the Renegade squad, the Norwegian corner as well. But again, it's AVANGAR taking the lead.
Wow, this is such a great way to start off the series. I think, you know, Renegades can also hold their heads high. I think AVANGAR, in terms of how well prepared they were for Mirage, AVANGAR seemed extremely prepared, I have to say. We saw the shenanigans with the mid boost coming in, you know, once or twice, but ultimately it felt like the trickery of Renegades was nullified by the preparation of AVANGAR, and it just turned into this slugfest. And I am entertained, James.
Yeah, that was a brutal game of Mirage. That was absolutely fantastic stuff. Both teams just so close, and I really hope that continues in the other maps to come as well. Again, I think it was really 50-50. It's hard to make a confident pick in this series, but AVANGAR almost lost it, but they lead 1-0. It's break time, and then we will see the thoughts of the desk.
Thank you very much, Alex. I cannot wait. This is going to be something incredible. AVANGAR on that T side. We already saw some excellent work from them on the T side of Mirage. What do they have in store for us here? Renegades, the 2-1-2 split, the play into Catwalk with Gratisfaction to find that information. And 2 players in the B-bomb side. And AVANGAR start things off in the tunnels, but will they end things in B?
Gratisfaction deep in mid. You can often find a CT here on a pistol round waiting for a smoke grenade to appear from the T side, who can boost over that box. We saw a jump peek but no shots. I'm not sure if Gratisfaction was spotted or what it would mean at this point. Jane was top mid, keeping the CTs honest, or at least trying to, but as you can see, Gratisfaction is still in that position. So if the push comes in towards speed, it could be a fast rotation. The lurk smoke to create some space. Jacob going for some pops. Won't find anything just yet. There we go. There's the first one to Sanji. Now he can hold position. We've got the support flashbangs from Renegades as they rotate in.
They're sitting ducks, James. They can't get out of the choke point. They're stuck by the smoke. They can't get any position. The bomb's down on the ground. They're all in the corner. JKS absolutely ravaging this push. Oh no, that looked awful for AVANGAR. Just stuck there, unable to do anything. Hands tied behind their back, taking all the fists in the face, and now it's just left to Jame in the 1 versus 4. It is Dust 2, of course, but the bomb could not be more lost. Deep in enemy territory, Jame now, without the element of surprise, they know exactly where he is, at least for the next 5 seconds or so. And he'll make some more noise towards the double doors. As he looks to find an opening pick. He's never over on a pistol round, but 4 Renegades players. It's looking very difficult indeed. Nice start from Jane, but the masses start to appear, and Renegades pick up the pistol on the CT side of us too. That's a good way to start.
That was a really unsuccessful push into the B bomb side. There was a FaZe Clan pistol round on the T side of Dust 2, which I made a video of, where Olofmeister's the first guy in, but he's bunny hopping backwards because obviously the hitbox on the head is worse at the back rather than the front. So he's bunny hopping backwards to take a bullet for the team and take the fire away while they swing into the site and abuse the numbers. AVANGAR couldn't even get beyond their own smoke.
Yeah.
The flashes constantly coming in from Renegades, keeping them stuck behind their smoke, and that was a complete disaster for them.
Oh, we might get a flash plane through the double doors. We'll have to see. It looks like, yeah, there we go. Keykurt's on this one. Tried to surround anybody who's playing close to the double doors, and often you'll find an MP9 there, but the MP9's up at the catwalk, and the spray is good all day for Renegades. Zaza gets his last. Nice bit of cash made for him, and that will be 2-0. But of course, AVANGAR only invested $200 in that rounds.
Yeah, but they've only got 2 kills in this game so far. AVANGAR in these 2 rounds, which is a plus for Renegades and their money. But the weaponry won't be ideal. Gratisfaction has prioritized an AWP straight away. As the desk mentioned, he didn't come out the better of the 2 men, Gratisfaction and Jame. That's before you include Buster and his efforts on CT as well. We'll see if anybody goes through the shot through the smoke at 152. So now Buster will make his way through the middle, the long door, sorry. You can pop flash yourself from that position where he's standing as well, but maybe there's time to talk about that later. We got a cheeky jump. Sanji not even jumping to the bottom of the ramp, just to the top of the ramp. What the hell's that?
Maybe he expected the smoke would still cover, but yeah, it wasn't really that deep.
It's an expensive lesson to learn when you're 0-2 on Dust 2.
They have 2 smoke grenades, James. So their options are very limited, to say the least. You would want a flashbang if you want to be able to take Catwalk, so I doubt they're going to try to even take Catwalk with no flashbangs. Now, it's looking like, you know, as far as their position is going here, that we may see the B play coming in, the smokes on CT spawn for the B. I don't even know if it'll be a B split here. It just really looks very difficult with no utility at all. What do they do here?
I think they might just have to wide swing. Team wide swingers, but Renegades may look to do the same.
Here's the... They love this smoke in the corner of the door, and it's effectively like an Xbox smoke.
Hello. And up they can go. So again, it's team wide swingers. They still have control of long, AVANGAR. Renegades have to deliver in position. They've got no support. Flashbangs just dry peeking, and now Gratisfaction is in trouble. He's alone on the site. He's got time on his side. So far, so good. He needs 1v1 engagement. Doesn't find a fatal shot. There's a flick for him though. 20 seconds left. He knows there's somebody long, attracting attention. He's going to do something, but he can't pass against the frag. But the bomb can't go down just yet. Jacob now alone and out of position, but quickly he's coming up. That's the bomb carrier, James, and down he goes. 10 seconds for Buster. Can he get there in time? He might just be able to do it.
He's made it. He's actually made it. Jacob wasn't sure, he had to play it safe, and now he comes through the smoke looking for the headshots. He's absolutely precise with the AK-47, and that's the round for Renegades. But I have to say, that's another like super high IQ play, I think, from AVANGAR. They make the steps on Catwalk. Renegades are then, they know that they're going to take that position. They're waiting for the flash. Of course there'd be a flash, but of course they didn't even have a flash, and in comes the dry peek when Renegades are turned away expecting the flash. That's just so smart.
Yeah, I think it's one of the positions where they've got a fair chance at a wide swing if somebody is there to trade the kill with the second player. Options limited, but look at that situation. The Flames taking James HP down, finished off, and then Jacob makes it look easy. It's like he's an aimbot. 3-0 for Renegades. The second AWP is taken by force, and AVANGAR find themselves now with a scout, some CZs, just trying to do some damage. They're at maximum loss bonus early here on Dust 2, and Gratisfaction looks for a boost.
To be found just yet. AVANGAR's playing it slow and steady. Good.
That's some HE damage.
That is a lot of damage. Very, very good damage. JKS will find his way out of there. The scouts making his presence known, and AVANGAR will get themselves towards Xbox finally. There's been quite a few hurdles, quite a lot of danger lurking around each and every corner, but they've managed to find their way here. And Renegades are playing it really safe. They know they have better weaponry, so they're going to give AVANGAR some free positioning, knowing that AVANGAR will really struggle to take a bomb site away from them. But AVANGAR do have a decent amount of utility. The smokes go down for the B split, and they have flashbangs too.
Jacob behind the boxes. How many is he good for? The flash is here. The team support. The bomb is down. Can he find the third frag? Running down, but his teammate will save him. And Buster is alone. 0 frags for AVANGAR in this round. They've been light on frags in this game so far. 4-0 for Renegades. We have a combined 6 frags from AVANGAR in 4 rounds. It is simply not enough.
That looked like a huge team flash. I'm not sure if that's the case, but Jacob, obviously, he was looking away, so he completely avoided the flashbang. And AVANGAR, they didn't look like they could really even find a kill there, so that's very unfortunate for them. However, it was the save round. Now it's 4-0 Renegades. This is absolutely the start they need. It can be really hard to get going like this on the CT side of us too, but they found a way, and James goes towards the suicide position, looking to get fast positioning towards middle, and he won't be able to get a connection just yet. Gratisfaction on the other end of the doors, and James is going deep by himself, doing it all alone here. Ooh, just finds an elbow there at Gratisfaction. The flashbang, looking to try to retake the position. The battle between the AWPers is really awesome to see, but it looks like Gratisfaction will get the better of it this time.
However, he hasn't got enough because James is still alive, and now James is dead, so never mind. Finished off. Maybe the call was made by Gratisfaction, and Jacob with a well-placed HE will finish off the job. So it looks like he got the better of it after all. AVANGAR moving into a short take, but look at the timing from Renegades. Perfect timing, just as they want to approach, and it may force them to use utility should they want to go through it, but they'll have to respect it. Renegades, while they've got that smoke up, they go for a long take, and AVANGAR might realize this, so they're going to push that smoke, realizing that they've got to do something before Renegades just get too much out of this situation.
There's 50 seconds left, so Renegades can't 100% notice the commitment here already. Oh, going to be figuring it out one way or another. Adrenaline gets the push, he gets the kill. JKS now with that AWP. Can't see anything above the flames, and the bomb's going to go down for short, and in the flames he will burn as Jacob makes an appearance from Catwalk, and he's going to take down one, but the trades are looking good here for AVANGAR. Their first round might be on the cards. Yeah, it's threatening that long position, but AVANGAR are looking quite steady here.
Gratisfaction with the Desert Eagle out. Can't even pull the trigger. Liaz now, he's got 3 bullets in his magazine and 3 players to find, so down to the USB. Not going to be able to fall back. Sanji with a huge headshot, and AVANGAR are on the scoreboard. As you mentioned, Dan, it was very tough for JKS. It's really hard to see through flames with a scope, especially with an AWP.
Especially when you're below them too.
Yeah, it's really difficult. You just can't see the players. It looks easy on the outline with the X-ray, but without that, flames and smoke, and maybe a silhouette if you're lucky. 4-1 in favor of Renegades. So finally, AVANGAR have won a round, and look what it's done to the economy immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob on a Mag 7. A Mag 7 on Dust 2 is a rare find. The MP9 for Liaz as well. What is the play from both these teams? Liaz very quickly into the short position, boosted by Azar along with Gratisfaction.
I like to see the, oh my god, okay, well, James has...
I like to see that.
He's going to piece out of this round, courtesy of Gratisfaction. And there is the Molotov there to cover the close positions. And that's really important to do because you don't want the CTs hearing all your movements and maybe being in a position to punish. But Azza retakes the position after it was lost. So we'll see if that has a part to play in this round as Vanguard try to figure out what they want from this one. They will take the tunnels. And a B split must surely be the play now as Azza, as we mentioned, investigates that close position. I don't think Adren's ever seen this. That flashbang covered as they're pushing across as well. It's perfect. Oh, the transfer not like looking too bad there for Adren. There comes the Mag 7, but Buster's going to deal with that.
Action everywhere. JKS has a gap to play with for the time being. AVANGAR trying to cross. JKS waiting for the small flashes, but too many targets as they're trying to hold things down now. That won't work out. Renegades are going to be broke unless they can do something in this round, but they have a HE for utility. Sanji's low, as is Adren, but maybe it's time to save. Sometimes you've got to give up and say, there's nothing more we can do in this situation. AVANGAR with time to play with. Liaz will stay close, trying to collect the AWP, finally getting there. Now he needs to quietly sneak away.
It's like Metal Gear Solid or something, just trying to slowly get out of there.
Yeah, that would be a really huge save if they can hold on to both of these rifles. But with so many personnel for AVANGAR, they can have a look. They'll see that the save is on, and now the hunt is on.
Yeah, there is a world where they can try to get a kill here, and as you say, James, it's so huge. If they could do that, 3-player spotted for Lee as he now can call that out to Gratisfaction. They surely wouldn't expect Gratisfaction to be up there, but he's making some sound, and looks like AVANGAR might just give this one up. They have to protect their own economy as well, and looks like they aren't going to take any more risks. Although, Buster stopping a leg for a moment, and AVANGAR pick up another round. That was a good round from them. And Renegades, what do they do here, James? You've got 2 AWPs.
Yeah, they did save both those rifles. They weren't challenged too much. So, I mean, there's a hell of a lot they can do with that. As long as you can buy a little utility, if you don't want to buy around them, because it's going to break your overall team money, if you can just buy some grenades around them, just to, like, hold the choke points on B, for example, for a rush, then who knows what could happen? Who the hell knows? AVANGAR on the catch-up, on the road back. 2 rounds down at the moment. You guys aren't loud enough. Where's the support for these guys? They want some Renegades merch. They made their own. I respect that.
That's awesome.
Okay, they're going to force, it looks like, around these 2 AWPs. Not the worst decision in the world. It is Dust 2.
Yeah, you just have to have a play in mind. I think you made a really good point about slowing the round down. If you slow the round down, you can make plays as you force the T's to.
Oh, he saw the boost!
Oh my god, he actually gets the connection too through the doors. Gratisfaction lucky to be alive, but he's going to be looking towards suicide. That's actually a lot of information that Gratisfaction is getting in middle. And that sort of tells Renegades right now that it's looking like a slow default. This Molotov only serves to confirm that fact, and looks like the play will be around the catwalk position. And AVANGAR have to be on high alert for shenanigans like this, James.
Minute 20. AVANGAR, they've been pretty slow to the short position. Not the first time Renegades have delivered a frag like that.
Flick, man.
In the meantime, Renegades have taken long, but long distances are favourable to AWPs. That said, Renegades maybe expecting a reaction towards B, put 3 people in the B bomb site, but AVANGAR, I'm sure it's going to be a slow and steady approach towards A. No one heading towards that mid position, maybe not wanting to challenge mid. At least on this occasion, they'll probably be facing 1 AWP, trying to look over the car. But with that utility they used, look at the response from Renegades. Another flashbang, and a 3rd player makes his way towards A.
Renegades are very quick to respond. That flashbang earlier gave them all the hints that they needed to go for the rotation. They're going to have a fight here. The MP9 looking to do damage. Can't find enough though. James picks off Lee as they take down JKS. He was key. Now they can take the side. There goes Azza through the smoke with the MP9. Swaps out for the AWP. What can he find? The flick is going to miss. 2 players left here for AVANGAR as Azza prevents them from taking the site. And they don't have time to mess around. They've got to take Azza down. They've got to get that bomb down.
Do they, what's the play here? They can't really run towards B, it would be scary. 13 seconds, why did he want to go towards the site for AVANGAR? It's going to work out regardless. That is confidence.
Oh my god.
The other guy, I guess, holding around the side in case he tries to hide behind the boxes. They split up. That's what you want as a Renegades player, but doesn't work out for Renegades on this occasion.
The
third round
disaster
is in the bag for AVANGAR, and they've broken the money for Renegades. The force around the sniper rifles hasn't worked. However, damage was done. But on the CT side, your own economy is more important.
Yeah, that was very scary. And as you say, at least the damage has been done to some extent. Now a quick rush here from AVANGAR, keep things simple. Got a Dren on the Mac 10 this time, and Jacob close with an Eagle. The flashback will obscure his vision, and a Dren will take him down. So perfectly executed B rush coming in from AVANGAR, and that's just going to shut things down. But the the anti-eco, quick and easy for AVANGAR. They'll tie things up 4-4 as now the play for Renegades is can they steal a gun away?
Sanji in a position you only really see in free-for-all deathmatch.
Yeah.
He's got such an interesting job on AVANGAR, especially when you look at a map like Mirage and you see how much he's using an MP9 and a Mac 10. Yeah. And those SMG plays they transition across different maps. So he's really an interesting one to study in how AVANGAR choose to use him. But it is Kika with the Mac 10 on this occasion, maybe spawn-based, as they rush to the B bomb site. Sanji comfortable behind the car. Again, he's got range as well if there was a push to come in. Just about winning the round now. Watch out for flames. 4-4. Right then, it has been 4 rounds in a row for AVANGAR, but we must say they did break the money and there was a force buy, so it's not as much momentum as it might suggest. Liaz had a difficult game. They had a cold start on Mirage. He hasn't got any kills just yet. It is the CT side though, so sometimes that is based on position.
Yeah, and I think the dangerous thing for Renegades right now is that we have yet to really see AVANGAR running their game plan when they take initiative. And this is the perfect moment for them to do that. Double ults from Renegades. JKS won't have Kevlar. Doesn't need Kevlar. He is naked. That's a fast take of Catwalk coming in here. Gratisfaction will hit it running. Oh no! A quick whip there, and maybe a punish from Kika, but Gratisfaction stabilizes, takes him down. No punish to be had for AVANGAR. They'll take long though. Do they want to speed things up after losing a player? Or will they slow it down?
Seems they were going for a really fast split of the A bomb site. If Kika takes that position, 4 players on long, there's nothing Renegades can do in theory. However, Gratisfaction delivers that kill, a difficult one, but delivered nonetheless, and the round slows down. Renegades know they have to hold on to the short position. Short is what they know, long is an unknown, but they may assume it has been compromised, and you never know if the T's have rotated out. They've left 1 player there, but they'll quickly find the information. Not everybody crossing for AVANGAR in case there's a push from the CTs. There is a boost, however, which might catch these players while they're still on the ramp. Buster looking for players towards the Gandalf position. Liaz has been sprayed down, but Jacob could do a lot. There's the bomb now on the floor. A T by the car position. Man advantage for Renegades, and the bomb needs to get planted soon because they're only going to get closer.
The health is very low for Renegades, but Gratisfaction from Catwalk is so annoying because Buster, to get that bomb, he's got to jump up and he'll be very exposed. There's no real safe position to plant, especially with that smoke down. The CTs can play close to the smoke, which will shut down other planting spots here. And they can't afford to have a stalemate. The time is against them to get the bomb down. James with a whiff, and Buster, he's found a moment. He's found a window. He's picked up the plant. The boost, though. Jacob looking to go for the punish. Buster defends, that's key. 3 versus 3 now on the retake for Renegades. As Gratisfaction initiates the flank. James is ready, waiting, looking to pull the trigger. As soon as Gratisfaction turns the corner, the flashbang whiz, and he hits the shot. James doing it. Adrenaline doing it. Down to JKS once again. How many times has that been the story for Renegades? But this time, it's just impossible, and AVANGAR pick it up.
That is quite the turnaround for AVANGAR, and now we can start to talk about momentum. They've broken the money of Renegades once again, and boy, was that a difficult spot. Renegades had the man advantage. Maybe they would have preferred to have more players towards short and less on the low ground, which is always difficult for the retake. Gratisfaction. It's such a key kill at the beginning. Again, if he falls there, then that round might be over very quickly indeed. I imagine there's a chance, especially when it's a sniper going down first. But here we are. Kika with a fast position. He's about to eat a flashbang though, some spray, and he'll be forced off his position. And we see Renegades have bought a scout and a bunch of pistols as it gets taken out, but JKS will collect the scout. Jacob doesn't win his duel, and Adren is harassing the short position.
AVANGAR looking fairly safe at this point, although JKS finds a headshot somehow through middle, and James dead. Very unfortunate for him, but Renegades, they'll take a forward position on Liaz with that deagle. Now the bomb is down outside the longhouse, so this gets a little bit weird, although everyone's dying, so maybe they'll be okay. Satisfaction with the CZ, can't land the shots he needs to, and it will just be James dying. AVANGAR happy with the result there. 6-4 now for them, as I think indeed they've taken control of this T side. And will they take control of the half? Do Renegades have something to say about this?
Buster's having a great series at the moment, 10-4-5 at present, and I would expect it to continue. 6 rounds in a row for AVANGAR, 2 bomb explosions and 4 by elimination. Renegade's been limited even in places to hide, and again, just waiting for Liaz to make an appearance. Has been difficult towards that long position. He's there with Azza and Gratisfaction at the moment. They've got to take, and there's no challenge just yet. And he will make his way towards the pit. James, he likes to hold these angles sometimes. We haven't seen it really at this major. Sometimes he'll hold this angle for a very long time and try to catch a CT rotating from one side to another. It's a vintage strat. You can see him holding for now. So again, maybe not wanting to telegraph their plays. It's gone away for many of the AVANGAR games we commentated from the beginning to this point. He won't be engaged just yet, and he'll fall off.
Yeah, AVANGAR trying to tease a Renegades player into middle to punish, but and they're going for a later take of Catwalk. And so they've really slowed the pace down. Renegades are in a setup where they're better suited to deal with a B split than an A set piece. And Gratisfaction starts to try to investigate here, and can he catch somebody making their way up? Doesn't want to get caught out of position, will fall back, play it safe. And again, AVANGAR can still go for a B split, but this action towards A is now starting to pull back that CT spawn player. So now the B split becomes a stronger play. But AVANGAR, we know them to have devastating set pieces on the A bomb site, James, so maybe it doesn't even matter.
If they do push, Liaz has one flashbang. He could jump throw for his teammates. There's the palm tree flash. It goes off behind the palm tree, so the T's can't see it coming. But no, the bomb's rotating away from the A bomb site, and there are 3 players on A, but still there's some presence from AVANGAR. Okay, Jacob by the boxes outside the B bomb site. 2 players coming his way. They're lining up for it, but they'll get the frag. JKS must deliver. 17 seconds to plant the bomb, but the bomb seems to be going. The bomb's in CT spawn. 13 seconds. Where's it going to go? There seems to be confusion. It's going to go somewhere. JKS still alive, still standing. There's no time. James runs in with the bomb. He has to help his teammates. The flashback. Oh my God! He's going to survive. 2 seconds. He can't do it. That was absolute madness. There were so many things going on. I could see the bomb going back and forth on the radar. They wanted to go away. There wasn't enough time to go through CT spawn and up the ramp and plant a bomb. They had to go towards B. James had to run in the doors with the bomb in his hand. You're as fast as a knife with the bomb in your hands. He's got to plant it. He had to rely on a flashbang. They couldn't even clear the site. They had to just pray. They had to hope and pray. I thought he was Jesus.
Oh man, and the flashbang delayed JKS from getting the kill just in the right time to allow him to be then traded because he's so committed there. And I'm a mixture of angry because I don't know why the bomb is making that desperation run there in the first place, but I'm excited as well, and the excitement continues. Gratisfaction makes his way up a key cut. He's ready for this push. AVANGAR have been so good at predicting the pushes of Renegades throughout this series, and he is on the Krieg. It's not, I mean, it's the best possible weapon to defend a push like this. Gratisfaction is going to be so unfavored in this duel. He'll make his way across though, unscathed, looking to harass James. This is not really a fight that you can take, but he's trying to do it nonetheless, and he's doing damage somehow. James looking to go for the punish, and Adren's going to take down Azza in the meantime. So these Renegades offensive moves are being taken care of eventually.
James had the bomb, so I mean, maybe they're not going to lose the round in that situation, but it's just not ideal, is it? It's not ideal.
Not ideal.
However, what is ideal for AVANGAR is 7 rounds in a row. There's been no answer. They've adjusted, just like we saw on Mirage. AVANGAR adjusted on the CT side. They pulled out the double locks, and then Renegades adjusted back and made the faster plays on the force buys, the ecos, the buy rounds, and so on. AVANGAR are on the T side. They seem to have adjusted to Renegades, and Renegades don't seem to have an answer just yet. Every other round, though, is a pistol round. There's not a lot going on. Only 4 of the players are fragging at the moment for Renegades. They're having so many difficulties towards that long position. And again, AVANGAR make their way over. 27 seconds, so the bomb, that clock is ticking once again, and the CTs are rotating in. That bomb still needs to get planted, so let's not take this for granted.
Yeah, we've got JKS on the Deagle as well. I just feel like he can just make anything happen at this point. JKM will get the boost up. He's looking to deny the plant, but Sanji covers. That could have been the play. I think that had to be the play. And indeed, they'll get shut down. That was it. 8-4 now as AVANGAR are taking control of this half. And Renegades, they need a big result on this next buy. It has to go to them. They need to start taking matters into their own hands. But that is the problem with Dust 2, James. It's very hard as the CT side to take initiative. You have to be able to understand the T game plan, and you have to understand how to position, how to defuse those situations. Going for aggressive plays is so hard on this map.
AVANGAR seem to have sent Renegades back to the Stone Age, running out of steam, trying to figure out how to make fire at the moment. They've had some success from this short position with the boosts, but it hasn't really resulted in too many rounds. James back to his usual tricks. Gratisfaction doesn't have a second player to boost in that short spot. JKS showing presence in that mid position, forced away by the flashbang. He has rifle support on the other side, as you can see. Azur is there. And it looks like they want to make a play. James hiding in the corner. He's playing anti-flash with a CZ, so they are expectant. And that's a nice HE jumping away. Azur can do nothing but reveal his position. JKS is the one to take a bullet, though. Down to 4 HP.
Renegades. There's a minute to go. They do have that presence on Catwalk. That is where the rounds might end for Renegades, or maybe it'll be the start of something. Gratisfaction trying to take the jiggle every so often. Ren can't make it work on the spray. What the hell was that from Azur? That's a beautiful recovery. Now Leah's looking to defend, and there has to be a punish to flashbang. It's not going to be coming in. Jame with the peak, the raw peak will get the job done as JKM and JKS now. Surely they have to save. Surely they've got to keep these guns alive because they have nothing in the bank.
JKS is 4 HP, his hands might be tied, not even going to look through the mid doors. In the meantime, JKM's gone towards short. Maybe it's to rescue a weapon, maybe it's just to see if an opening will be offered. Neither player has a defuse kit, and Sanji's on the flank. Sanji is so active, he's like he's in a pandemic virus. JKM's taken out, and JKS is left now with 4 HP. Trying to hold on to the AWP. We're looking at 9 rounds in a row for AVANGAR. Is anyone home for Renegades? You were so close on Mirage, so close. But it is a game of 2 halves. They can still claw a few rounds at the back of this half and take something into the other side.
Getting it done on this T side. But JKS does save that AWP. It's such a key and vital piece to the defense on the CT side of this map. But indeed, just so many straight rounds won in a row by AVANGAR. The confidence is running very high for them on this T side. Oh, what a savage punish. And here we go. Into the next one, Renegades. Can they do something with this AWP? We've got an MP9, CZ, a P250, and Jame with an incredibly quick timing to Catwalk. No aggression there, in towards long, and Sanji's going to spot it.
We need a quick timing. Have a look towards the B-bomb side. They're both going to get taken out. Nothing is going the way of Renegades in this game of Dust 2. Absolutely nothing. Azur takes position. If he continues to press, he might find the bomb. Does he see it? Kika is outside there as well. He takes Azur out. Liaz is behind him, but he's ill-equipped. He needs that rifle. He takes the risk, he gets it, but he can't defend this bomb. He's 1 versus 4. What does he choose to do? Maybe he resets the situation by going elsewhere. James is taking position. He is contained. He is surrounded. There are 4 players coming his way, 2 either side. Some tapping, but he's running out of bullets. He's going from bad to worse. Liaz trying to do what he can. And he will be traded by the likes of Kika. That's only the second kill for Liaz in this game.
It looks bad for Renegades right now, but again, this is Dust 2. Even if they are stuck on these 4 rounds going to that next half, or if hopefully they're able to extract 1 more round from this half to get 5, they can absolutely do the same thing to AVANGAR. When you get to play that T side, you get to set the pace, you get to dictate to your opponent what's going on. Again, it's so hard to get active on the CT side and really throw the T side off. And AVANGAR looked like their Dust 2, I think they had 1 bad Dust 2 game all major so far, but most of their Dust 2s have looked really comfortable. And it's always been their T side, it's their executes, their set pieces, their coordination that's really been the problem for teams.
This is the pick of AVANGAR.
Oh, James, look what we have. Look at Sanji. What's he done here?
Perfect time. Inbox spam. But everyone's alive for now. JK is taking some damage. Gratisfaction with the 1 AWP. Renegades comfortable on long for now. JK alone in the B bomb site. Gratisfaction. Not shy, is he? Sanji down 17 HP, but everyone's still alive. Jane with his usual creep, moving towards the short area. Azur and Liaz wondering if they should go for a play. Again, Gratisfaction is still towards long, however, a certain Sanji is coming.
Game looking to get something here, or Renegades make a play. I presume that there's, yeah, indeed we get a trend supporting with the rifle. Oh, the nades aren't bad, are they? James down to 43. Good timing there from Renegades, but I'm sure they would have liked a little bit more damage from that, but I'll have to settle with it. An offensive smoke from Renegades, and that's going to hurt AVANGAR's ability to set up nades, and that's going to distract their timing. As they're creeping back into position here, Renegades really are feeling that A play, but will AVANGAR fake them out?
Azur's got an incendiary, so he could put it behind this smoke, which would make it harder for the T's to, well, A, to push, and B, to set up their grenades in the first place towards this A bomb site. 35 seconds on the clock, Azur is waiting. There are set up smokes, there is the response. Will it go deep enough? Indeed it will, but he can't set up the further mollies, but it can get a headshot, and that might be enough. Pushing towards the site, now they can go for the short plant, unless Liaz can hold his position. 22 seconds on the clock, Gratisfaction still with angles. Jacob activating as well. This might be the last round for Renegades in the half, but they really need it. Liaz still in Goose. AVANGAR pushing slowly, but Liaz delivering another one. Looking for more. The trades are here. And Buster's alone. 1 versus 3. They are right on top of him. And it will be a 5th round for Renegades at halftime.
They recover, they get 1 round more at the very least. They'll have a fighting chance, but we'll have to see after the break if they can make something of that. See you back here shortly.
A difficult half for Renegades. They get a late round after 10 in a row from AVANGAR, and perhaps that pistol will prove very crucial for Renegades, but we have another pistol upon us, and Renegades are on the T side. JKS has a P250. We've got some flashes and smoke grenades, and there is so much more they can do. Team Immunity, also from Oceania, offering some support on Twitter for Renegades. Those two teams used to go back and forth. But it is Renegades who fly the flag now, for the most part, in these international waters.
The typical investigation from Adren towards Catwalk, it's a fast rotation position. It's a position where you can get fast information, but maybe there's too much information here because there's 3 players. He manages to get around the corner in time to save himself, but he will not be able to live for too much longer. And that is Renegades with Catwalk control. They can slow things down now, really make AVANGAR guess. And AVANGAR already moving towards the A bomb site, but maybe that's a mistake because, again, Renegades have slowed it down. And from Catwalk, you can go to A or you can go to B, and it's not much skin off your back just holding this position.
Azur was spotting in T-spawn for quite a while. You can see Buster's getting very curious as well. Maybe this is what is needed for the CT side with a man disadvantage. Are Renegades going too slow? You start to wonder as Buster's about to spot some players on short. There's one taken out. He can fall back. Doesn't need to fight to the death. He's got range with the USPs, and that is the go signal for Renegades to move towards that short position. Keycut is here, though. There are flashbangs, but maybe James can help out. He's pretty far back at the moment, but Keycut continues with the headshots, and another one from Keycut. He's got 3 so far, and now JKS is left alone.
He has the P250 Elysians, but he has no Kevlar, so he has that accuracy like the USPs, trying to get the first tap there. Keycut has been really difficult to stop, but finally JKS will put a stop to him, and now the bomb site is open and available, but JKS, there could be more players around the corner, and he gets another shot. There's just simply too many players. A triple peak, and AVANGAR will secure it. And it's worth noting, that's the first pistol round AVANGAR have won across both maps, so it's going to feel good for them, and Renegades desperately needed a good start in this second half.
It's the first pistol round AVANGAR have won, and it's the worst one for Renegades to lose. That pistol round is their way back into this game. But it turns out that's not the case. They've gone for the force buy.
It's nasty, isn't it, from Keycut?
It is absolutely disgusting.
We can see Az is really feeling the pressure there. The frustration is so visible on their faces. But can they dial back in?
Tactical timeout from AVANGAR, their first of the game, which shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. Now there's an opportunity here for Renegades. They've got 3 Desert Eagles and 2 CZs. They've got some flashes and some smokes. AVANGAR, of course, mostly with SMGs. The Scout and the M4A4 will be the 2 rifles. And the clock continues to tick. Can AVANGAR close this out, or will Renegades continue to force their way back into games just like they did on Mirage?
Indeed. It's good that we're seeing that JKS is having a consistent performance. He's 17-4-11, really coming alive in the semi-finals, trying to do what he can to keep Renegades in with the best chance that they can have. And 3 MP9s, a Scout and an M4. Definitely a lot of firepower.
Oh, the HE! Here it comes! Oh!
That could have been worse, I think. That could have been worse for Renegades, but here is a follow-up from Adren. The jump peak there, and there goes the Incendiary, just to slow them down, contain them. Is there an HE to follow up? I don't think that they have any more, so Renegades will be safe from the HE grenades for now.
Sanji, in his deep long position, he can hear players moving around on short if they run, if they jump, etc. Deploy the grenades. He can hear that he's close enough. You can see it on a radar. So that's some extra information for the CT side. They've got counter flashes. They've got 3 players towards the A bomb site. Sanji instantly going for the flank now. We'll see if he can get there fast enough. James looking on a low ground, but his teammates in CT spawn. There's a tag. Jacob with 2 HP now, but the first frag comes from JKS, and there's more to be done here. Going for the MP9, but he can't fire it fast enough. The bomb's going to get planted. Sanji will die as well. Renegades refuse to lose again. They will impose their will on AVANGAR on the A bomb site. They want to get back into this game.
Buster, he's got some decisions to make here because they know where he is. They may try to just all jump him at once, and there's a flashbang. Buster, they really want to keep this M4 alive into the next round, and he could do some more damage, trying to edge his way out there safely. There's the flank. The timing from Buster's actually really good. You can see Gratisfaction knows that he's just missed his timing window to catch Buster out of position, but he is being teased from left and right. As Gratisfaction goes and commits, and he actually wins the battle and picks up the M4, makes it worse for AVANGAR. That is a tough pill to swallow for them, and Renegades, they didn't win the pistol, James, but they managed to recover, and you could argue that this is a much better position for them to be in.
I completely agree. They pillaged the village and burnt the house down, and now AVANGAR have got nothing to fight with unless they go for the force buy. But indeed, putting the CTs on their ass immediately is, well, in this fashion, can be very productive, can be very rewarding for your team. Let's see if Renegades can capitalize and exploit those potential advantages. Jane will have a Scout. He hasn't gone for the force buy. He has been gifted a Scout. He demanded it, and he took it in kindly. Az is fallen, and now he can't fight this choke point because he's got 3 people facing him. He's stuck in the door. This is not like this, Renegades, please.
Maybe they feel committed because they want to protect the weapons. You can see Az is trying to get rid of those weapons, but you can only do so much, and they've lost too much. Those weapons will eventually be collected. It will take time for AVANGAR, and that's time that Renegades can use to get position elsewhere on the map, to try to rotate around towards perhaps the B bomb site. Of course, they know it's a big investment towards A long, but now the weapons have been collected. Now AVANGAR can rotate to deal with this.
Sanji's going to push. You know he's going to push. He loves the push. His favorite button is W. And there he goes. 4 versus 3, man advantage for AVANGAR, surely going to get worse. That flashbang buys time for Sanji to come in from the back. Keycut contributing as well. Sanji, not too many sound cues, he's done some damage. This could be capitalized upon, but there's still a chance for Renegades to stabilize. But look at their HP.
Yeah, they have utility though to maybe make things a bit easier, cut off some positions, cut off lines of sight. But Jane, he's ready, he's waiting, he has the scout and he's got a frag, he's got a scalp. JKS collects the AK, the smoke to try and survive, but Jane comes in again to deny, and that's 12-6 for AVANGAR. And things, they look so good for Renegades, James, but they committed, they overcommitted towards long, and it was all over.
The curse is not out of the room just yet. Somebody get an X assist. Fighting in such a tiny choke point through those doors. I don't know if Renegades identified how many people were on long, but if you know 3 people are there, you can't stand there and fight one. You can only fight one at a time. But they can all shoot you at the same time.
Yeah, it's just such a bad spot. They overcommitted. They didn't want the guns to. They wanted to get the trade. Sometimes, you have that situation where that default protocol in your brain is, oh, I'll go for the trade. On a gun round, guns versus guns, maybe that makes sense because there's not going to be 4 players there, although sometimes there is, but usually not. But on a round with pistols, as you see, it can really snowball out of control very quickly, and big decisions to be made here for Renegades.
Again, if you're here to support Renegades, then this is not a time to be quiet. This is when they need their fans the most. They have half the score of their opponent at the moment. They've got 2 pistols and 3 rifles. It's still a mixed bag for both squads though. There are chances for Renegades to force this one back. Those 2 AKs and the Krieg could do a hell of a lot in this round.
Yeah, they really could. They're lacking utility, Renegades, so they have to find a way to get forward position with all of the bodies intact. AVANGAR have ways to slow that down, to separate players as they do go for that push, using that superior utility advantage. And that's not a bad HE, is it? They have some really stunning HEs, I have to say, AVANGAR. Good timings as well. And look at the damage that has been taken by Renegades already. And there's a quick flashbang. They've got to move together here. There's no smokes. They have 4 flashbangs. That's it. They got a frag out.
Yeah, they've got the AKs, they've got the Krieg, but AVANGAR have got a key cut, and he'll deploy some grenades. He's just buying time for the rotation. That's it. There can be a 3-man peak now, which is something we normally talk about from Renegades of old in this position. But Jacob's looking to clear house. He's got 1 so far. He's entertaining. I don't know that he knows there are 2 plays in CT, but he's got a gravitational pull. Keycat makes his way forward, only to die, leaving Jame on site with the scout. As a taken out, the molly's up on short. He has time as well.
But Renegades, yeah, they have catwalk. They can go to A, they can go to B, they can fake out. AVANGAR, they have the time to do both things. Gratisfaction, does he want to push further? That smoke really shuts down this mid play for Gratisfaction. If there was to be a player close, you would have a disadvantage pushing. His teammates will make their way to tunnels. Renegades cut noise. They are going to play against the clock here. It's going to go down to the wide. Gratisfaction, can he make the flick work? The control on the spray is not quite good enough, but he gets Buster down to 6. Buster with a race to the side. He's got position. He's got the crosshair placement, but Jacob gets the save with the Deagle. But now it's the 1 versus 2, and they're both coming from the tunnels. Surely he won't expect this.
Picks up the AK, focusing on the door, trying to reposition, but it's too late. Sanji, of course, coming in with the MP9, closing down the round. 13 for AVANGAR. Renegades, they just can't get started.
Do they commit now, James? Do they commit? They've got the bomb down. They're going to get some extra money. It would be a forced buy. It would not be a good buy, but do they commit here? If they go for the save, AVANGAR get a 3 rounds to get themselves towards the 14th round, and that's not something that's going to feel good. And I don't think Renegades have enough to really go for a committed play unless they were going to go for a catwalk set piece onto A. That's really the only thing I think that they could do with pistols and grenades. And I think that's such a hard call to make here. Renegades, though, they have to make the hard calls. To win, to get to a major finals, you have to make the hard calls. You have to step up when the time is right. And so this is Renegades' proving ground. If they deserve the finals, they'll be able to bring themselves up in this horrible situation, find a way back. And we'll see 1 AK collected onto JChem. The rest of Renegades will keep things fairly light in investment.
That's an awesome sign. Respect to all the guys bringing signs. You guys have impressed. And there is still time for Renegades to impress. A turnaround. Let's not forget they had to do a reverse sweep to get here in the first place. It looks like a non-starter, but they forced their way back into this major when they were at death's door. The hero AK is on Jacob. 3 players in B for AVANGAR. They seem to be ready. Kika looking to block in the smoke. This is a precarious situation. Looking to block. It's going to work out. There's people on top of his head, but Kika somehow still gets all the frags down to the USB, and that's Renegade stuck behind the smoke. Gratisfaction, Buster with the final bullet. They hold on the B bomb site. Only one kill for Renegades, and AVANGAR are 2 away from a grand final.
You gotta love the call from AVANGAR there. They were so ready for a B play. They probably said to themselves, what's the one way we can lose this advantage? What's the one way that Renegades can really find a way into this round? It's a fast B timing. That can be the most deadly thing. They can always retake A. They'll have utility for days.
He jumps on his head.
I don't know how Kika does this. Just like, that looks so calm, that doesn't seem real. I don't quite understand, but the reality is 14 rounds for AVANGAR, 6 for Renegades. AVANGAR 2 more rounds and they're in the grand finals of the Berlin Major. And James looks to defend the long push here. He will be forced back though. We get some smokes, lots of cover to cut off those lines of sight. And the Renegades, they just simply cannot contest this. They cannot contest the AWP of James.
They have position. They will stretch AVANGAR. Liaz lurking in the apartments. There are flashes and smokes. And AVANGAR moves to short. You lose long, you take short. That is the flowchart of the A-bomb site. Or part of it at least. Liaz still lurking. CT's trying to identify what's going on now. Was the barrel of his gun seen? I do wonder. That's a great shot from Liaz. Not too late to deliver, but he gets taken out. In the meantime, Renegades are creeping up towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, the timing's not too bad, but James is in good position. Gets attacked down to 1, Jacob. My God, James is ruthless. Finishes him off with a second follow-up shot, and Kika just as ruthless as well. Takes down JKS. It's all they can do to barely cross, and then they fall at the finish line. Azanal left alone. No teammates by the car. What can he possibly do? There's no time, there's no hope. Shut down and out by AVANGAR. 15 rounds, match point, series point. AVANGAR, they look so strong.
It has been a landslide of rounds for AVANGAR. If my calculations are not correct, they've won 15 of the last 17 rounds on Dust 2. That is quite the shocker. I don't know if that is insurmountable. But we won't have long to wait.
Oh my God.
Shame going for the brazen pick. He knows Renegades don't have all the tools they want. So he will take liberties with his peaks. AVANGAR 1 round away from the grand finals. James spots something and he's not shy, is he? He's still not shy. And he still has rifle for Kika. They can try to push him, but Kika there with a transfer! Liaz and Gratisfaction left with almost nothing to fight with. They have a scout and a deagle against 4 AVANGAR players. There's a flank from Buster. He's gone through B halls. He can hold from wherever he wants.
Oh man, Buster with the flank as well. Now slowly but surely AVANGAR closed the trap around Renegades as you'll look down to middle. And there's a tap. There's more to be had as he looks to finish Liaz. He's wounded. He can't get far as Liaz tries to do what he can from this position. But the bloodthirsty AVANGAR players will eventually find him. He has the bomb on his back at the very least, but there's not really much to say for Liaz in this position. He's been struggling so far. Jane will find Liaz, and now the call's made. They know exactly where he is. The bullets will start to fly in. And Liaz, how long can he survive? Looks like he gets a headshot on the way out, but he will burn, and AVANGAR will have themselves a grand final appearance here at the Berlin Major. Can you believe it? No one expected them to get there, but they have proved us all wrong.
A monstrous performance on Dust 2 from AVANGAR. 16 rounds from the last 18 rounds. They were not having any of it. After a back and forth from Mirage, multiple overtimes, individual performances from both teams. Seemed Renegades ran out of steam, but what a run to get this far in the first place. Turning things around, going 0-2. But Adren has a chance at a number 2. In terms of championships.
Yeah, that's really unbelievable, isn't it? It's quite incredible that the Dren once again finds himself at the grand finals of the major. There's not too many players who've been around for as long as the Dren who get to make repeat performances with such big delays between that. Like, there's not one era. He's found it on separate teams in separate moments in different eras of Counter-Strike and different versions of Counter-Strike. That's quite something.
The clutch king with 100 ping, Dren, on the stage. He has more CS to play. Had a difficult start to this major as well.
Yeah.
We brought him into question, but the team AVANGAR overall, they say that they're a team, and they've solved those issues, and they've made their way to the grand final in a stonking fashion.
The composure's been incredible. Down to Trace on the stage, the Dren next to him. Take it away, Trace.